Pew, 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 pew. What's going on, guys?
Hungry.
Gravy gang. It's past the gravy episode 497 with your favorite pals, Alex, Pat, and Bobby Jokes. Although it's kind of looking like Bobby Badass today. You got a leather jacket on. I feel
That's
like
Bo.
you're missing a cigarette. Yeah, this is Bo. Bo Barbosa back. Oh, and he's throwing the hood on too. Oh, shit.
Gang
dude.
signs.
Whoa,
Dude,
hey,
Robert-
Robert's-
Robert's just getting a fit off right now.
Oh, let me pop the
so
color.
much drip.
You need some ice to accentuate that outfit, Robert. You gotta be iced out.
My
Yeah,
chains. Let me get my chains.
Yeah, I just rocking the jacket. That's a strong fashion move. Good reason to go watch the video version of the podcast, Past the Great Podcast on YouTube. Just search for it. We're in for an interesting episode. It's one of those where I don't feel like we have a ton of prep ahead of us, so we're just gonna kind of go where the ocean takes us with this one. This is a hot air balloon pod. We've pulled the gas. We're up in the air, and we're going where the wind sends us.
Grip it and
That's
rip
what
it.
is. Grip it and rip it. And that's what that's about. It's about hot air balloons. Let's start with the Precome segment. Who wants to start us off? Who's got some ideas, some thoughts?
I don't really have an idea, but I did check out that new Tiger Woods putt place this weekend. We should go and get real boozy sometime and do that. That was a lot of fun.
I'm always down to do anything golf related and be boozy about it.
Yeah, and it's like it's golf, but it's not because it's miniature golf, but there's two courses.
Right.
So you just do them back to back. And then you yell at little kids who are being annoying behind you.
What were the kids doing that were being annoying?
Oh, they were just being like loud and like cheering really hard. So like one of the girls in our group like
Kids.
twice turned around and told him to shut the fuck. Well, the first thing they did was they asked my buddy to buy him a beer. And I mean, these kids were like 12. So I was like, right off the bat, mad respect.
That's illegal.
But then he didn't do it.
What is he, a fucking criminal? Hanging out
No.
with a bunch of criminals?
No, because he didn't do it.
Good.
Yeah.
He could have
But
been
then I
arrested.
just slowly lost the respect because they acted like 12-year-olds for the next half hour behind us.
These guys, you guys want me to buy you a fucking beer? You think I'm gonna buy you a fucking beer? Act like that? Act like a jackass over there? No.
Hey,
No.
nothing ventured, nothing gained though. The kid's a go-getter.
It is weird. Like, remember when we were kids, just like when you'd hey Mr. somebody and like they'd be like, no, you're like, fucking asshole. This guy's a fucking prick. And like then when you get older, you're like, absolutely fucking not. I'm not gonna risk getting in trouble to get some fucking 18-year-old that I don't know a beer. Absolutely fucking not. No, fuck you. It's like, yeah, why did we think that those people were assholes? Because they didn't want to break the law for strangers.
I did think of another one though. I had forgotten about this. I just remembered it. It's another would you rather. Would you rather have to give up your favorite TV show for 2 years? Can't watch it at all. Clips come on, can't quote it, can't do none of that stuff. Or Alex, you'd have to root for the Red Sox hard for a year, or me and Robert, we'd have to root for the Yankees hard for a year. So it's you got 1 year of rooting for the Sox or no more Office for 2 years.
I think the Office is more my personality.
I was going to say, honestly, I think it might actually have to be 5 years without your favorite TV show.
No.
Because otherwise, like, I'd be like, okay, I can't root for the Yankees. But if it's 5 years, here's the weird thing. I don't even know if I have a favorite TV show anymore. I've just got so many I like. So this doesn't really work for me, but this was really for you. This was really for you. It's would you rather root for the Red Sox for a year or not watch The Office for 5?
What if football counted as your favorite TV show, though? Then you couldn't watch football, Pat, or you had to root for the Yankees.
You could only watch football. The only way you could watch football. Here's what we'll change it then. You can watch football, but you have to root for your most hated team. So like, I'm no longer a Packers fan.
No,
I got to root for the Bears. You got to root for the Cowboys.
Never. I wouldn't do it. Just give me a gun. Give me a gun. As a guy that successfully cursed the Cowboys, maybe that would be my angle. Like, I really just curse them and pretend that I like them. But you gotta wear
the stained jeans. You got to wear the Dak jersey.
like
high
a
white
silver
socks.
chain.
You got to wear all that. You
Jordans.
got to wear the uniform. So for like me, I would just have to. Really, I just have to put on Bears jersey because like I already look like I could be a
Dressed
Chicago
up like
fan.
Mike Ditka.
I'm fat. I look like I eat Polish sausage all the time. But see,
You do eat
for me,
Polish
I don't think it would
sausage
be
all
that
the
bad
time.
because like I'd root for them, but also on the inside, I'd be getting some like I'd still be getting pleasure out of it because the Bears suck so bad.
Yeah, if it was just for a year and it had to be the Red Sox, like I couldn't root for the Eagles or the Cowboys. I couldn't ever do that. I wouldn't ever want to root for the Red Sox, but I think I could do 1 year of that to be able to watch The Office. But I also think that I could like watch a bunch of other shows instead of The Office too.
Right. That's where it falls apart.
I
think
would hate it, but like I could there's a million shows, like you just said.
So it's really could you root for the Cowboys or give up football for a year?
I could
completely.
not root for the Cowboys. So then I would
But could you give up football for a year?
I can't consume it at all. I can't
You
check
can not
scores.
not at all. No checking scores, no talking about it with people, no listening about football when other people are talking about it. You just 365 days from now, you could wake up and look and be like, this is what happened in the NFL season. This is who got drafted, all this stuff. But you'd have no idea.
See, I wish there was a button you could do that during certain seasons because, like, there's been a couple giant seasons in the past that I wish I could be like, hit that button, and it's like, nope, can't hear football, can't see football, don't have to check scores, and at the end, I'm like, yeah, they did go 4-13, yeah, they did. I knew they were going to do that, didn't I? At least I didn't have to suffer through that.
I would have been tempted this year, but honestly, at no point until the Lions beat us in the final week did I actually lose hope because I had Aaron Rodgers, and also. I don't want to skip any Aaron Rodgers because I might not ever see him in a Packers uniform again.
Yeah.
There's always that threat out there.
Already might not.
Yeah. That might have been the last game.
There's
and he like
afloating.
He said like if he's going to come back, they're probably going to need to restructure his contract. I don't know if that meant for him to make more money or less because he's already making $60 million next year.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money. So I'm guessing he meant to restructure for him to get less. But maybe he was like, no, you gotta pay me everything.
I would give up The Office and just watch other shows for that time being, and then just realize how much more I'll appreciate The Office.
But the other way, you'd give up football completely for a year instead of rooting for the Cowboys?
Yeah.
I'd still root for the Bears, and I'd just laugh when they lost.
No, but you have to actually, you can't wish ill will towards them.
Like I know you got to root for them, but like inside, I'd still be like,
right, but like you can't.
I think also part of this is like you'd have to go to every game and like wear Bears stuff. So like
once a year,
like once a year, you'd have to go to MetLife wearing Cowboy stuff, and I'd have to go to Lambeau wearing Bears stuff. That would be the worst. That's what would break my heart. Wearing Bears clothing in Lambeau,
yeah,
would break my fucking heart.
I would hate that. Fuck, dude, that was a good one though.
That was a hard one.
You would give up your favorite show or the Astros?
How long was this for again?
Or you would have to.
Here's what it would be for Robert. The only way you can listen to baseball next year is it's all Yankees games, or you give it up for a year. You don't get to listen to the Astros.
They got Aaron Judge back. Anthony Rizzo got him there with the dog. How likable is that? You see that? Aaron Judge was like, he showed me dog videos every day, and his dog, I think it was Wrigley or whatever his dog's name was, wanted to play with him, and it was like, had to go back.
Yeah, I don't think I could listen.
That's a likable duo.
A year of Yankees broadcast though.
I couldn't do it either.
They got Rodon.
Like the only sports radio.
Are you familiar?
At that point, the only sports radio you'd be allowed to listen to is New York sports radio, so you'd have to listen to those callers.
Those are actually electric calls, though.
But it's it electric now that Francesca's not doing it anymore?
No, just because like New York is. I mean, like I think it's everywhere. You go to so many cities like New York, Philadelphia, all the big cities have like those. Just people are just gonna bitch about everything, and like in New York, there's always gonna be at least one bad team. So like they're like the fucking Jets. What are we gonna do with a quarterback? And like, oh no, what are the fucking Knicks up to? The damn Yankees can't win shit. The Mets keep choking. It's always just like negativity fuels it, and like you just kind of get sucked into that.
I could listen to that. Robert can't. Robert's not a negative guy like I am.
Yeah, that annoys me. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I was just thinking recently, about how everyone, especially with these playoff games, everyone's like, "Oh, it's rigged for this side," or the refs are obviously trying to get this team. Like, I can't stand that talk, so I wouldn't want to.
I can't
always hear
either
it.
unless it's something that involves my team losing, in which case I will absolutely use that as an excuse. Other than that, absolutely, it's insane to say that. You're right.
Dude, I was such a bad loser as a little kid. Like when we'd lose like youth basketball games, I would be like, yeah, I saw money hanging out of the referee's pockets. I would
Dude,
just make
sorry.
that shit up because my brain couldn't handle that I just lost. I was that.
I
kid.
always like I get like being like graceful in defeat, but it's like, dude, no, fuck you. I don't want to like losing. I don't want to just be chill about losing.
My parents would just laugh at me, like, dude, you're fucking 8. Shut up.
Settle down. Nobody fucking cares.
The final score was 14-12. Shut up. We just had to sit through that shit sober.
Yeah, this wasn't an entertaining game, you fuck. I just wasted a Saturday morning.
What if, like, as a dad, you could just do that? Like, hey, I'll start watching your games when you get good. So I'll see you when you're 12. I'm going to be a terrible father.
Yeah, you would be. You would be. Okay. I brought in some stuff for today. I have been to a couple of museums in my day, but I saw a commercial the other day for, I want to say it was like an art car museum. It was an art something museum. I'm a fan of the arts. You guys know I love the arts more than almost anybody, probably. Big fan of the arts. But I feel like we like have too many museums. And I did a little bit of research. I saw somebody had posted this online. Did you know that there are 35,000 museums in the United States? And there are 14,000 McDonald's and 11,000 Starbucks. So there's more museums than Starbucks and McDonald's combined. And then I just was
That's
like,
probably a good
museums.
thing.
But like, I feel like there's a billion McDonald's. Like, there shouldn't be more museums. Like, how many things deserve a museum, right? And like, what do we classify a museum as? Like, if I just had a bunch of weird, like, Giants collection things, is that a Giants museum? Do I get to declare that?
That's what I think. I think for it to be a museum, it needs to be like history. Like you can't just like collect stuff and be like, I've got a snow globe museum. No, you've got a snow globe collection that you sell tickets to. That's not a museum. Museums, I think, have to involve some sort of history. Like,
I don't disagree.
Like the Natural Science Museum, that's a real fucking museum. That's
cool a tight museum. It's got a dinosaur in it. Like, so like if you have a dinosaur in a museum, absolutely. There's a dinosaur in the museum, 100% give it a museum. But like, I don't know. Like, I just Googled museums in Houston, and we have the Children's Museum, the Houston Museum of Natural Science, the Houston Museum of Fine Arts, the Contemporary Arts Museum, the Mental Collection, the Holocaust Museum, the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, the Art Car Museum, Space Center Houston, which counts as a museum. We have the National Museum of Funeral something, the 1940 Air Terminal Museum, the Czech Center Museum House, Lone Star Flight Museum, Bayou Bend Collection, Collins Sculpture Museum, the Rothko Chapel Museum, Houston Center for that doesn't count, Military Museum of Texas, the Houston Museum of something, this one cut off, San Jacinto Museum, Fort Bend Children's Discovery Museum, the Blaffer Art Museum, the Printing Museum, the Station Museum of Contemporary Art.
Yeah, art's not museums. Museum. That's just art. That's the
Houston Police Museum. Gallery. Like, that's a lot of museums.
Also, I just want to point out something that I can't believe it took me this long to notice. You say Houston the exact same way that Trump says huge. The H is just gone. It's Houston. And just like him, it's huge. I'm going to Houston. There's gonna be a huge rally out in Houston.
It's about you, not me.
By my great friend Alex Middleton.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how I say Houston. So
there's an H in there, buddy.
I'm not Houston. Gonna say it like that. Houston.
No, not Houston.
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 Robert, did you ever notice this before? Like, this is just hitting me, and now I can't not hear it.
I've always said
it. He's always said it like that.
I know you have, but it's never like it never hit me.
Yeah, I don't know. My point though is that
sorry, that just fucked up my brain, and I had to bring it up.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was just saying that my point is that we have too many fucking museums. Like, is this where our tax dollars go for when they're like, yeah, we were a little short in the budget? Is it museums?
Museums
come
for
on.
history, good. All other museums, not museums. I've said for years to fund the arts. If it's an art museum, get it the fuck out of here. You know who funds the arts? Private collectors. It's an art gallery. Let them sell tickets, and that and that's capitalism right there. Nobody's funding it. It's not being funded by the government. Private funding, private profits. Art's stupid. Get it out of here.
Just, I need to know what defines a museum, because to me, when it says something's a collection, I don't think that's a museum.
No, not at all.
I don't think a gallery is a museum.
Yeah, it's an art gallery. It's not a museum.
We're getting a little like lenient on what we call museums.
Like I wouldn't call the Louvre in Paris a museum. It's like the most famous gathering of art of all time. Well, I don't know. I guess that is history. So that one would be famous paintings from a long, long time ago. Like if you painted something last July, it's not going in a fucking museum.
Right. But what if you did it for this art installation? It's like, is that
it's
an
art
museum?
installation, not a museum.
So like they have a spam museum. Does spam need a museum?
Well,
But they have like
we'll do
a
it this
Dr.
way.
Pepper museum.
That's acceptable. History.
I've been there.
History. And it's part of the history of Texas.
Spam is also a part of history then.
I'd say we do it like porn with museums. All right. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
What about pinball museum?
That could be a museum because of all the different iterations of pinball machines over the years. Like I'm sure when did pinball machines first get invented? Probably like 1910.
Don't know.
Some shit like that. I bet you that machine is a hell of a lot different from the Back to the Future one I can play down at CC's Pizza.
Well, yeah, that wasn't a movie yet. What about Ripley's Believe It or Not? Is that a museum?
Yeah, that's all history shit. It's all like weird stuff from history.
Things that have been done. So literally than anything is something that's been done. So that could be a museum. I wanted to point out the spam museum because I did a little research. And when you go to the spam museum, there it says talk to an expert. And you can message somebody. Like you can open up a chat and talk to a spam expert.
I will say the most fun I ever had at a museum is when I went to the Texas History Museum in Austin with my buddy who's a junior high Texas history teacher. So it's like having your own private guide. That was cool as fuck. Like if you guys have any friends that are Texas history teachers, I highly recommend doing that because they'll tell you a bunch of cool shit.
I went to the Texas State Capitol and we didn't really take a tour, but we walked around it. And
did that.
Emma just kept trying to pull all of like the stuff on the like railings and stuff, thinking it was like national treasure.
I didn't even think of. See, she's just smarter than us.
Yeah, like anytime there'd be like if there's like a gargoyle, she'd like pull the nose or the wing and be like, I don't know, maybe it works. I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
It's super fucking smart.
They hit it well enough. We didn't find anything, but that was one of the things.
Here's what you got to remember.
He's the one, you know.
It's at the Capitol. Our governor is handy capable. They probably lowered it. Like you would think it's going to be up shoulder height. Yeah. No, it's like hip height so that he can reach it.
Good call. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah. So we'll go back with Emma and we'll test out my theory.
Okay, so I had bookmarked the spam museum link. If you just go to spam.com, you can click museum, and it says talk to an expert. And I was gonna try on the podcast live to chat with a spam expert and just see some weird questions we could ask them. But it says agent offline.
Is there actually a museum or is this an online museum?
No, it is an online museum.
It's not a museum. It's not a museum. It's an online tour.
No. Well, it's open in Austin, Minnesota. It is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Of course, it's in Minnesota. And by the way, fuck you, Minnesota. You can't have a city called Austin.
Fuck you, Minnesota.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep the spam website open to see if maybe the agent comes back online. But just know that if you go to spam.com, you can go to the museum and you can ask a spam expert any question you want. How do you think I'm picking gambling? How do you think I'm making my gambling picks this weekend?
How
often
you like?
You like Bengals minus 2.5? What are your thoughts?
How often do you think they just answer the question, "What the hell is spam"? I've still never had spam
probably
in
a
my
lot.
life.
It's a delicacy in some places.
I have nothing against it. I would definitely eat
Well,
it.
you
Like
should.
I want to fry up some spam and make a sandwich. Why the hell not?
Spam and eggs. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. But there's a spam museum. I just think we have too many museums. And does spam really need a museum? Some might say yes. I just wanted to point that out. Also, just know that you can talk to a spam expert at any time you want, unless the agent is offline, which is the case right here. Another thing I wanted to bring up today is that this kind of a preview of my not cool is there was like some storms here yesterday, and my power did not go up, but my cable and internet did. And at that point, I was like, well, don't worry, I have all these movies saved. I have all these movies that I bought and like are saved to my library on my Apple TV, but I forgot that I needed the internet to be able to access those movies. So that sucked. So then we just went through the DVDs that we had, because luckily I was able to like turn my Xbox on and watch shit. And we came across Good Burger, and I watched Good Burger for the first time in years, and it still holds up.
I'm surprised you didn't watch The Room.
I do have that, but like Emma and I were trying to decide, and she was like, Good Burger, and I was like, let's do it.
Good Burger
Let's
always
do
good.
it. I mean, it plays. It's childish, but I still was laughing pretty much throughout.
Dude, we should do that next year. Me and you go as Keenan and Kel from Good Burger for Halloween.
I don't know if we can do that.
Why not?
It might be frowned upon.
I'm not saying down to the pigment fucking accurate costumes. So we're not doing blackface.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'm down to go as Good Burger employees.
Oh, I mean,
we're also probably not going to go to a Halloween
you're skinny,
costume
I'm
party
fat.
or anything like that.
We'll just wear like name tags. Mine will say Keenan, but for obvious reasons, I look a little bit different, and then yours will say the same thing with Kel.
Right. And I just wanted to point out that
and Robert could be the guy from the other burger place that's super mean.
I just wanted to point out that, like, while we're on that point, though, like, people are always talking about, like, this generation didn't grow up with black role models. Excuse me, I just watched a movie last night that came out in, I don't know, like 1996, that starred two African-American young men by the name of Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. Sinbad, another African-American male, another leading role. Monique, don't know the actress's name, another leading role. Like, the top 4 leading roles in that were African-American. You're acting like we're living sheltered lives over here, huh?
Also, people have to remember TV from the 90s. I mean, it's not like we had 700 TV shows. There was like 40. And we had Martin. We had In Living Color.
Fresh Prince.
I mean, like
The Cosby Show.
A lot of, dude, that's actually one I would love to go back and watch is Martin. You remember how goddamn funny Martin was?
That was under, like, I didn't watch it enough.
Damn,
but yeah, you're
Gina.
right. Remember the Proud Family?
Dude, the Proud Family was fucking dope.
Proud Family was always on. It was a TBS show.
What was that? It was on Fox. It was claymation, and the guy was like the super for the building. Was it just called the super? You don't remember that one? Oh, dude, that was
Do not.
That was like, dude, Fox in the 90s. So good.
Yeah. But just Good Burger still holds up is kind of what I was saying. And then also, like, every kids movie. Just one things you notice, like, as an adult when you're watching kids movies is, like, they care way too fucking much about their jobs, like about like minimum wage jobs, like a summer job where it's like, man, I can't let them take the company down. And you're like, well, like, dude, like, you wouldn't give a fuck if they took the company down because you're going to go back to school in like 2 weeks, man. Like, why do you want to save Good Burger? I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, Mondo Burger can take over. And then like Mondo Burger is completely just obsessed with taking Good Burger down. And there's always like henchmen that you have like the bad guys, like a henchman, but like
it's
Robert would be the henchman with that jacket on. But Mondo Burger, in case you forgot, which, Robert, you've never seen Good Burger, don't worry, I'll bring it over next time, and you can watch it. It's an absolute treat. But Mondo Burger has, I think Kurt is the bad guy, and he has like these 2 henchmen. I'm like, those guys are employees. They're wearing like jumpsuits with him the whole time, and all they do is like follow him around and open doors. And I was like, what kind of like what is your title? What is your title as like guy that just follows the boss around and opens doors?
Bitch. Your
But
title
he's bigger
is
than
bitch.
him. He's like Michelle from Dodgeball.
Henchman. Just
henchman. But it's just like,
Henchman
that's not like
number
2. Mondo Burger probably didn't hire 2 people as henchmen.
Yeah, they did. They're an evil corporation.
Seems like a waste of resources.
Dude,
honestly.
they wear the same jumpsuits as Dr. Evil's people. I guarantee you Mondo Burger's owned by Viacom.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Makes
Also,
a lot of sense now.
I figured out Google, it was the PJs. Google the PJs so you can see a picture of them. And I just learned something about this that I didn't know as a child. It was Eddie Murphy.
What?
Eddie Murphy was the voice
really?
of the dad. But if you Google the PJs and see them, you'll be like, even if you never watched it, you'll be like, I remember seeing 8,000 commercials for that. That was a dope show. It only lasted 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are the best ones. When you look something up that somebody tells you to, and your only response is, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I do remember.
That's a memory.
That's a thing that happened before.
Oh, the 90s. Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy. And now I'm gonna be very angry because I'm gonna get really messed up later, and I'm gonna find out that that's not streaming anywhere, and I'm gonna get irrationally angry, and then I'm gonna go to work in the morning. So this is gonna be fun for my employees.
There you go. Just like that. I saw a homeless guy on the way to work this morning, and it was cold, and I kind of was just like, that fucking sucks for that guy. And then I also was like, this guy's probably built for this. Like, he's a professional camper. Like, and if you think about it, that is kind of like what homeless people are, is it not? Like, I mean, we go camping. A lot of people go camping for like fun. They're like, I'm gonna go with the fam, and we're gonna take the old camper out and get the tent, and we're gonna roast marshmallows over the fire and live off the land for a couple days, and then come back to civilization. And it's like homeless people are just out there doing that fucking every day, bro. They're grinding.
If they're in the woods, they're a professional camper. If they're in the city, they're urban campers. And honestly,
still camping. I
wouldn't even put professional on a lot of them. A lot of them, they don't have tents. Taking a camp without a tent.
They're hardcore.
Not me.
Yeah, because you're a pussy. Homeless people aren't.
Oh, I'm a total
You're not a
pussy.
pro.
I mean, honest, if I was ever homeless, I'd probably. I was gonna say some bad stuff there.
What are you gonna say, buddy?
I'd probably kill myself because I couldn't handle it because I'm that much of a pussy.
Cut that part.
I'm that much of a pussy.
Just bleep out the K word.
They're all stronger there than I am.
You have to do it where they would say it on TikTok. You have to say unalive myself. That's the TikTok words.
I will not censor my speech. We just won't make that a clip.
For TikTok. We're gonna make it a clip. Robert, make that a clip. Just that.
Okay,
part.
do it. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I'm a total fucking pussy. Like if I had to like work for my meals, not about that. I'm just gonna hope reincarnation's a thing and try again in the next life. Hopefully I'll be a dog. No, there's no way I've lived a good enough life to come back as a dog.
Yeah, you have not.
No.
Something so squishable.
It'd be a fucking jellyfish.
Oh,
that would actually be good. That'd be a good one.
Because you could sting people.
Yeah, I'd still get some pleasure out of life.
You'd be like something that couldn't sting anything. And anything else.
I would be a spider that just builds webs that are like just enough to catch people's head as they walk through the door. That's the dickhead reincarnated animal I would be.
I don't think you'd be a spider.
I got an inroad with the spider community. Okay, I already got a job.
You do. I mean, if you did, you'd have an in his waste management company.
Oh, I could definitely work for Frankie Ocho. I'm a worker
and Associates.
I'm a worker. See, I thrive when you tell me what to do. If I'm left to my own devices, everything goes to shit. I need to be told what to do. Hell, I still remember this. My dad said this to me years and years ago when I was a little kid. It stuck with me, and it makes sense. I don't want to be the guy. I want to be the guy behind the guy. My dad told me that, and I was like, that's fucking actually brilliant. I don't want to be the one in the spotlight. Like, not the main one. Something goes wrong here, you're catching flack, not me. It's probably something I said, but you're the showrunner.
I'm the next step at that point, bro. They're looking at me to save shit.
Oh, no. I'm not a next man up kind of guy.
Not a fixer?
I'm a let me help you find the replacement for that guy kind of guy, and then I'll be his number 2 again. I'm a perfect Dwight. I'm a real good Dwight. I'm not.
Dwight always wanted to be a manager.
But see, that's the difference. I know my role. I know to just sit back.
Yeah.
And also, when the time came, Dwight stepped up. I would just be like, "Who else we bringing in here, guys? Let's get Will Ferrell back."
See what he's doing. Last thing I brought up. I hear about it every couple of years, I feel like, but what the fuck is the doomsday clock? It's
I
like
don't know.
9 seconds to midnight or some shit like that, they were saying. And I know that it means like the end of the world, but it's like, how the fuck do you know when the end of the world is, dude? Are you a fucking Mayan? Because they suck at telling that too.
Yeah, it's just some dumb hippie shit for people that like to be terrified and somehow don't find enough of that in local news.
That's all it is, right? Like the doomsday clock is this close to midnight, which is the end of the world. It's like, what is the point of this, man? What is the point of it? Like,
how
what is
slow
the
does
point
time
of that?
move on this goddamn doomsday clock? Because I feel like since I was a little kid, it's the doomsday clock has been moving. And guess what? It's been 32 fucking years since I was born that the doomsday clock has been moving. And I don't remember them ever saying the doomsday clock is 32 years.
Yeah,
from,
but why?
from
How do they
midnight,
tell?
but
How do they tell it in midnight? Like, why don't they have like levels, like threat level midnight? If you're gonna go there, it's fucking obviously it's at threat level midnight. That's the worst it could be. But like, is it a fucking clock? It's like the doomsday clock is 9 minutes to midnight. So it's like, does that mean it's 11:51 on the doomsday clock? Like, what kind of fucking weird number is that, you nerds? How do you come up with that shit?
Okay, actually, when you put it this way, this makes sense to me. Doomsday Clock is a design that warns the public about how close we are to destroying our world with dangerous technologies of our own making. Now, I was telling you guys beforehand about that senator that gave a speech about AI technology with the speech that he let AI write. That AI technology is not far off from becoming like aware that it's not alive.
Yeah, that's what we've been warning you about.
Everybody, cross your fucking fingers that it's not unhappy about it. Because like it's 90 seconds to midnight right now.
90 seconds.
So like,
shit, that's even worse than I thought.
Dude, you got anything to get off your chest? Say it now. Hey, what's your least favorite race?
Robert, you go first.
Daytona 500.
Oh, I was gonna go Indy.
Oh, those are both great. I was just gonna say the marathon. Marathons are stupid.
5Ks.
Dude, those are loud cars. Indy 500 and Daytona, those are great races. You don't have to have time. That's a great thing about those. You put it on the TV. Preferably it's not your TV. You just go to somebody's house that's having a party during one of these. You eat, you drink, you look back over every couple of minutes. Maybe you place a live bet. Those races are great. You guys are fucking crazy.
No, I'm gonna change mine then. Though, because 5K that Robert brought up, that does suck, but half marathon is bullshit because it's like just do the whole thing or don't do it at all. Pussy.
So don't do it at all. Don't do it at all.
I like saying like, oh, if you're too much of a pussy to do a whole marathon, it's like, what? I'm not, like, I have bad knees. It's like, I don't fucking care. But it's like calling somebody that ran a half a marathon when I didn't do anything a pussy is just that, it tickles me every time I say that.
Oh, and here's the weird math about it. If you do a marathon, we can agree you're a fucking idiot, right? If you do a half marathon, you're not half an idiot. I think you're double the idiot. Because like, I'm still gonna run, but I'm doing a bullshit version.
Yeah, I think a 5K is a 5K was like, they were like, what if we did a half of a marathon? And they're like, no, we gotta make it shorter than that because I'm too lazy to even get that far. And they're like, done, let's do that. We'll make it a 5K. We can raise money. We can do this. It'll be over quick.
See, that's my problem with it. You will never find me doing a 5K because there's never been a 5K that wasn't for a cause. And fuck your cause.
What if it was for Pass the Gravy?
We would never do it.
What was?
We'd never do it. We would never do a 5K for Pass the Gravy. Maybe you would do it, but I would not sign off on that.
What if it was a beer 5K?
I'll drink the beer and then make fun of people that are running.
Pat on a bike.
Wouldn't do it on a bike. I don't care about your fucking causes. Fuck your cause. Why do I have to run 5K for your cause? Why don't you do it?
Do you think you could run?
It is the best thing you can come up with to raise awareness for your cause and get people to give you money is, hey, why don't you get out and exercise and then you give me money? What the fuck does that make sense?
Do you think you could bike a 5K faster?
Oh, I don't know if I could do it faster. I thought you were just saying, can I do it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I can do it. Can't run it. Your boy hasn't. It's going to take me a while. I haven't done cardio in like fucking 8. God. I was going to say 8 years, but it might be a decade, dude, to be completely honest with you.
What if I gave you rollerblades?
Nope.
You
That's
do the
not gonna work.
5K on rollerblades, but you got like a head start. You got a 5-minute head start.
No. It's not gonna work. I can't rollerblade 5K. I don't have the leg muscles, man.
Okay,
I
bike.
can't even
Back to
stick
the bike.
I can't even stick to a strict 3 mile a morning walking thing. I didn't do that shit today. You know what time I woke up today? Probably around 10:30. You know what time I got out of bed? Noon. I wasn't even watching TV. I was fucking around on my phone all morning doing not a goddamn thing because it was my day. Wednesdays are Pat's day.
Do you think if I gave you a Razor scooter, you could beat me in a 5K if I gave you 5 minutes ahead of me?
And you were running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have wheels.
Yeah.
I'll bet you that you can't do that.
I bet you that I won't do that. I could.
Do it.
I've got wheels. No.
Do it.
These colors don't run, and these colors aren't adjacent to running either, okay?
Well, they could scoot.
I'll boot
I
scoot
give you
and
I give you a 5-minute head start on wheels.
Yeah, I would definitely beat you.
Bet you $500.
Well, I've already told you I'm not going to do this. I don't do
You're
cardio.
not confident if you think you could do it, it's $500.
Are you just trying to offset the money that you're going to have to spend on my jersey here in a couple weeks?
I'm not gonna be spending $500 on a jersey.
I'm saying you're offsetting.
Oh no, I'm not offsetting shit.
I would definitely beat you because here's the thing.
Then do it.
Your dumb brain would try and make up time to catch up to me pretty quick, and you gas yourself. I know you've been running. I know you've been walking. I know you think you're in shape. You're
pace.
not. You're skinny fat, dude. It's gross to look at.
I'm not.
Actually, you're not. No. My brother's skinny fat. And it's super fucking gross. Like, just be fat. Just be fat. I don't know why he just won't be fat. It's because he eats like a fucking rabbit. Takes 2 bites and then walks away for 6 hours. But yeah, I would beat
5K is 3.1 miles. It's like,
oh, dude, easy. I walk that all the time. There's no.
Right.
I could keep up a scooter pace that's going to outrun you if I have a 5-minute head start on that. Taking my sweet ass time, I walk that in 45 minutes, and I'm just fucking wandering because half the time I'm kind of fucked up when I do it. To be honest with you, that's how I make walks interesting. Catch a little buzz and go for a walk. But yeah, dude, 3.1 miles is not that far. I'd wreck you with a scooter.
I don't think so.
I know so.
My fastest time was like, I think, and I have to like run with stoplights, but I did 3 miles in like 26, almost about 27 minutes. And that was like with stoplights and shit that I had to like,
so
you're cars and shit at. So I bet I could.
You're giving me wheels. You're giving me wheels and motivation, and all I have to do is cut like 15 minutes time off of it. I'm gonna fucking shatter you.
Do it. I bet you couldn't.
I would. Why are you even? It's not gonna happen. Your boy doesn't do fucking cardio.
You're scared. Sounds like you're scared, dude.
Let's have a beer drinking competition. How about that? Are you scared?
You'd also beat me at that too.
5, yeah, 2. See, even you know you'd lose because you said 2.
No, that's like the one that you would win. I would win the other one.
Then you wouldn't have said 2. You would win. You would have said then you would win that one, but not the first one. You said 2. You know you'd lose.
I don't think I'd lose.
It's because you're stupid.
Robert, do you think I could beat him if I gave him 5 minutes head start?
And I've got wheels.
Is he wait?
But it's a scooter. It's a Razor scooter, so you got to be kicking too.
I was got to be.
Yeah.
Kicking.
Well, of course.
No. Pat doesn't.
I think I could beat it.
You guys are real.
I don't think he does. I don't think
you guys
he does.
are just really mad that I was voted the favorite on the podcast.
I'm not mad at all. I'm happy you were the favorite.
Really? Because people that aren't mad constantly go around saying, "I'm not mad at all." Not mad.
Because you just said I was mad.
Dude, you can't say I'm mad. I'm not mad, dude. I'm so not mad.
I'm not gonna let you gaslight me, all right? I'm not gonna let you do that. Just because I beat you in a 5K while you had a scooter.
No gas, all brakes. That's how I live my life. That's why I'm not doing a fucking 5K.
$500.
I just said I don't do 5Ks. 5Ks ain't happening.
For $500.
If you want to lose $500, set it up. But it ain't gonna fucking happen because you ain't gonna set it up. You're not gonna set it up.
We can make it happen.
You're a lot like me. You have great ideas that are fun. And then an hour and a half later,
I
you're
think
sitting
I'd beat
there and you're
you.
like, I ain't gonna do that shit.
I think I'd beat you.
I ain't gonna do that shit. Hold on, wait. For a purchase that large, don't you have to consult your wife now?
We're still our finances are separate. Still.
Oh, so she's still not really sold on this whole marriage thing?
No, we're just lazy.
Oh, so your argument saying that you don't need the permission to do something that's going to take time and planning is that you're lazy?
No, the time planning, I can get you a 3.1 mile area that we can do this on real quick. I could just like I know like 5 tracks we could just go to and probably be okay to just do that on.
Oh yeah, we could do it. Go to our old high school.
Let's do that.
And then they're like, you got to get out of here. We're going to be like, we'll call the cops and we'll just finish before the cops get there.
Yeah. Like, well, I hope they can be here in 5 seconds because I'm fast, you fucks.
We call him the wind.
And they're like, where'd they go? Nobody knows. No one knows. Just as mysteriously as they arrived, they were gone.
If you really want to do this, then let's do it. $500 and the other person has to go a whole day. I'd have to dress up as the Bears. You have to dress up as the Cowboys outfit.
No, that's not a part of it.
Oh, so you're confident with money, but not when you have to wear the other team's colors. You'll bet $500, but you won't go one day into the radio station dressed as this is our year guy.
No, I won't because
So,
you don't live down those pictures. You can win the bet. Like I would never.
But you're not going to lose, right? You're not going to lose.
I'm not going to lose.
Then why are you saying no to something that will never happen?
All right, fine, I'll do it then.
Let's do it.
All right, somebody get us a Razor scooter. Let's go.
It's not going to fucking happen. You're not going to set this up
because you're not going to do it.
You're not going to set this up.
You're not going to do it.
I'll win. I like money, and I like seeing you in pain.
I'm not looking at you putting stuff in your eye. Like I feel like I would. I feel like I'd win this. I feel like I'd win this.
I feel like you're forgetting some things. Like, yes, we have years of documented proof of me saying I don't do cardio. I hate exercising, and on top of it, I'm fat. But then you also forget I'm a natural athlete, and I just told you a story about how I used to lie about youth basketball coaches referees taking bribes. I hate to fucking lose. I'm not going to lose, and I'm cheap. You think I'm going to lose $500?
I also don't like losing either, or losing money. So
yeah, but
same.
But I'm better than you.
I disagree.
In this one specific way, in a Razor scooter with a 5-minute head start against your legs, I am better than you. There's not many other ways in this life that I am, but that one I am confident of. Yeah, you may have a career and a wife and a loving family, but I can scooter with the best of them.
We're going to make this happen. We need to just do let's just do it on the street over by where I live. Just like, how funny would it be? Like, there's just like cars and like Robert's got I want Robert to be on rollerblades where he has like rollerblade behind us. We need another cameraman though too.
Okay. Rollerblades, referee shirt, short shorts. That's Robert's uniform for this. Robert in short shorts. That's electric.
Do you think you could get us one more cameraman to just document this? Because we would have to have somebody with Pat and somebody with me.
I guess there's someone next to me.
It's obviously a paid gig. It obviously would be a paid gig. Just rollerblades. I got Heelys. Your size 10. Do you think we can do that? We'll discuss this off air, but I think we can make this happen.
Let's see. I'm Googling one important part of this real quick. How much weight can a Razor scooter hold?
Nope. Doesn't matter.
That's important to this. Oh, yep. Can't be a Razor.
Need somebody to pussy use a Razor?
I'm about 60 pounds over the weight limit for a
Just
Razor.
lose 60 pounds real quick.
I just looked it up and I was like, holy shit. I thought about that for a second.
But regardless, you still get a 5-minute head start, even if the Razor breaks You have a 5-minute head start, so you can just start running at that point.
Here's the thing: you understand that if the razor broke and you know, I would just take you down.
No, that's not allowed.
When did we say that?
I mean, you'd take me down, but like you still wouldn't finish because like if I was able to get up, I'd still beat you.
Oh, I'd like take your shoes. I'd give you a wedgie.
I can run barefoot, bro.
I don't think you can.
Oh, I can't.
You're okay. You may run, but you, just like me, you are soft as fucking baby shit. Your feet would start to hurt. No,
I disagree. I've been doing actually a lot of foot strengthening exercises lately.
Hey, Robert, how do you
Toe
feel about the
spacers.
fact that we just wasted 15 minutes talking about this, that you'll never get back on something that's never going to happen?
Yeah, not particularly great.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Comeback Kids segment.
Oh my God, that was only pre-cum, Robert. Strap in.
Yeah. The Comeback Kids segment this week is brought to you by Pass the Gravy's 500th episode live at Kobo's Q on Saturday, February 11th, just a couple of weeks away. Kobo's Q located at 2012 Rusk Street in downtown Houston. That's right, guys. Our 500th episode is just a few weeks away. We're going to be doing a live podcast out at Kobo's Q. We had our office trivia night there a couple months ago. That was a great time. We packed that place. We'd love to pack it again. We got a whole we got an engineer, so we're good to go audio wise. We got Robert there video wise. When I put out like, hey, we're looking for somebody that can run audio, people are like, what, did y'all fire Robert? And I was like, no, Robert will also be doing like video and photography and interacting on a podcast. So Robert will be, his hands will be full a little bit, Robert.
And I would like to point this out, guys. We will never fire Robert. At some point, he will quit or move on.
Probably, yeah, he'll quit us. We don't fire Robert. I don't think.
He's gonna quit us. We ain't firing him.
Robert does too much work for us to ever fire him.
Neither of us know Braille. How are we going to keep translating it like he does?
That's true. He does. Like, for those of you that have never gotten the actual like the translated version, if you would just like a printed version of the podcast, the script that we use every week, just hit up Robert at Robert Barbosa 03. Make sure you follow him, and then be like, hey, I'd like the transcript of this week's podcast, and he'll type it up. But shout out to Glamour Perry. We had reached out to try and find an engineer, and Tyler Berry is going to be our engineer. Shout out to him and shout out to Glamour.
It's a strong name.
Touch Glamour. I mean, I don't like saying like in January.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I don't like saying like Gravy's awards nominees, but I would say if there's a front runner for like, there's a couple people already that have gotten off to great starts for like MVP. Glamour is one of those. Glamour's also like, just awesome. Like you're gonna have to yank the Woman of the Year award from her right now in January. 11 more months to go, but as of right now, Glamour's running away with it. She's distancing herself. I'm just saying that.
Like I would with the scooter.
All kinds of things. I disagree. Just like, what do you do when I beat you at that point? You just gotta just go home right then. You're just like, I'm over this. I'm out of this. You gonna quit the podcast? You gonna be mad at me?
Are you? I'm not. I wouldn't lose.
No, because if I did lose, I'd be like, well, he had a 5-minute head start and was on a scooter.
Dude, here's the craziest thing is if the scooter broke, I would just beat you on foot, and then you'd be super embarrassed. Like you remember, and that's my boy, and that's my boy when they bet on Fatty to win the marathon. That'd be me. As I'm crossing that finish line, there'd be a whole lot of different parts of the body that are moving in different directions, but it'd be fucking majestic and sweaty. And you lose.
I was just in like a large group text that I didn't realize was a group text. I thought I was just getting like 15 text messages. Nope, I've just been added to a group text. That's fun.
Yeah, against your will, being added is not.
Well,
fun.
no, it's like it's a work-related one, but it's like once people are like, hey, can everybody just introduce themselves so we can save everybody's number? And like that's the point that just happened. So then it was like,
I've noticed
damn it.
The Twitter group chats that I was being added to have slowed down. I think Elon's finally getting a wrangle on that machine.
Or like the porn bot ones.
Oh yeah. Or just like, hey, are you 30 and in Katie and blah, 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 and want to make extra money? I used to get those like every other day.
Yeah.
I haven't got one in a little while. Good job, Elon.
Good job.
Keep doing your thing, girl.
But back to our ad that was really a promotion. Pastor Gary's 500th episode live at Kobo's Q. It's a live podcast going down Saturday, February 11th. Make sure to mark your calendars. We also have 500th episode shirts available. We said we were going to do. We have shirts and stickers available. We have women's shirts, we have men's shirts, we have unisex shirts, women's shirts, and we have stickers available right now. I would say order this week. Order by Monday or Tuesday to ensure that you get it by the 500th episode, because you want to get it to wear, right? Like you want to get it, you want to wear it.
Of course.
We put it up a couple days ago. I'm gonna have mine should be here by like the 6th, I think. You can also do a rush shipping order. That's like $20 though, so it's like I don't know how much you want to. It's like about the price of the shirt to rush ship it. So PastorGravyMerch.com. Get the Pastor Gravy 500th episode shirts. Those are good. Like the second that we I guess like when we take these down to the store, or no, I guess the week of that episode, we're taking those bitches down. That's it. You're not going to be able to get those. It's like you can't buy them at the event. We're not going to roll over the cost of that. These are printed as they're purchased. But go get them, PastorGravyMerch.com. If you want to support, get the sticker. Those are cheaper too. You can just put that on your laptop, put that wherever. But PastorGravyMerch.com for your Pastor Gravy 500th episode shirts and stickers. And don't forget, mark those calendars. Saturday, February 11th, our 500th episode live at Kobo's Q. Kobo's best food in town. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 2012 Rusk Street in East Downtown. I am very excited about it. We'll be in the shadows of Minute Maid Park. It was like badass when we did the office trivia night, wasn't it? You're like, that's Minute Maid right there. We're in the city. We're in the fucking city. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys there. 500th episode of Pass the Gravy, February 11th. That's a Saturday at Kobo's Q. Go RSVP to it on our Facebook page. Just search Pass the Gravy Podcast on Facebook. Let's move on to the Comeback Kid segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
All right. Our first comeback kid this week is tornadoes. We had some nados here in the H. I mean, I didn't ask you guys if y'all were affected, but I assume no, because it seems like you're both still in your homes. Scary shit though, from what I saw on video. Also, just as with any natural disaster, you can just the fakes of just shit. Like every time it floods in Houston, there's always this is what I saw on I-10 today, and it's like a shark that somebody's pretend like that somebody photoshopped into like the water that they're driving past. Like that's great. I just grabbed the cow from Twister, spinning around. I was like, this is what I saw. There's a whole video that people were like, yep, that definitely is not Pasadena. But that was passed off by a lot of people as like, this is picked up by news outlets. But yeah, tornadoes were fucking wild. I did see a video somebody took that was like authenticated that like a train was flipped over. It's kind of wild. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty wild shit. But tornadoes are scary. I remember we had that conversation last year, and I was just like, I am hand up. I'm a man that will admit when I'm wrong. But like Pat was right. I think tornadoes are scarier than hurricanes. Like on the grand scheme of things, hurricanes can fuck up a lot more shit for a lot longer period of time. But you were just like, yeah, we know when a hurricane's coming. A tornado is just like, fuck you, I'm here and I'm out. And
yeah,
it's like
you can see it coming.
It's like Russian roulette for storms. It's like a storm Russian roulette where it's just like, this house is fucked. I'm going to hop over that. I'm going to go turn right. I'm going to hit this whole street. This house is fucked also, but the rest of this street's cool. Then I'm going to hop 6 streets over, fuck all of them up, leave this one house alone, fuck this up. This business is done. And then I'm out. And it's just like, it picks randomly. You never know. With a fucking hurricane, it's like, I mean, back in the day, I bet a hurricane was way scarier because you're just like, oh my God, everything is gone.
Well, yeah. But
I don't nowadays, you just don't know.
When it comes to weather, my brain instantly thinks, like when I think of how did they deal with it back in the day, my brain goes back to like Indian times, like before the white man showed. Right, it's just like, dude, you're just hanging out. You're like trying to shoot a fucking buffalo with an arrow, and then all of a sudden the sky turns black and it starts raining really hard, and then half of your fucking population dies. That's fucking terrifying. Which I mean, also, I mean, a tornado just gets dark, but like a hurricane back in Indian times must have been like the most devastating shit of all time.
Yeah.
You just sit there, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, we fucking pissed off God somehow, right around the same time that we pissed him off last year. Make another sacrifice. That'd be fucked up. But also tornadoes, dude. Like, except here's the thing: like Tornado Alley, I feel like wasn't that kind of Comanche territory? So they probably just threw like axes and shit at it. Comanches are hardcore
I
motherfuckers.
feel like that doesn't stop it though.
No, but like I bet they tried to fight it just on pride.
On pride alone, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we can take this shit, and then they got fucked up.
Yeah, like how many people got fucked up in tornadoes before? We're like, what we should do is find an area that's like central in a house, maybe, and hide under tables. And they're like, well, we've been throwing axes at it for fucking centuries. Like, that's not been working, dude. It's not been working, Littlefoot. We got to figure it out, man.
If there's anything I know, you find a shack in the middle of the field that's got like a water pipe that goes in the ground, and then you tie yourself to it with your belt. I learned all this from Twister, by the way, which also thinking back, how many people have so much extra room in their belt that they can still like loop it through a fucking pipe to keep them tied to it?
People that make their own clothes, probably.
Yeah. But as I was going to say, I learned everything I know about protection from tornadoes from that movie. But as my adult brain is
that was a documentary.
Like the entire shed around them got torn apart, and this pipe in the ground, and their belt held them through into the middle of a fucking tornado, into the eye, and then back out the other side. I'm starting to think that movie may not have been researched correctly.
Yeah, like cars couldn't take it, cows couldn't take it, but god damn it, that fabric in those jeans.
My $8 belt from TJ Maxx.
Yeah, whatever jeans and belt that guy was wearing. That's what we need. That's what we need to use is like just make everything out of it.
I think the real answer is that the tornado just didn't want no part of Bill Pullman.
I don't think so.
R.I.P. in peace.
R.I.P. in peace.
Wait, he was the one, right? Or is it Bill Paxton?
I don't know. R.I.P. in peace when he passes, if he has not, and R.I.P. in peace if he has already passed.
I think Pullman was the one in Twister.
Was it? Was Helen Hunt was the other one?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget.
What's your favorite Helen Hunt movie?
No,
Twister.
It was Bill Paxton in
Bill
Twister.
Paxton, and he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead. He died in 2017.
So R.I.P. in peace then. We were correct. Shout out to us for being
Well, correct. I'm assuming it's Bill Paxton because I Googled Bill Pullman Twister, and it pulled up Bill Paxton. So I think Google was like, we're going to help you out on this one.
That's what we do. A lot of podcasts come in prepped 100%. We don't. We just Google most of the stuff we talk about anyways, which I think gives you these memorable moments like this.
Yeah, we're real smart.
Exactly. Another comeback kid we got this week is M&M's because they're hot in the streets. Fox News was like losing their shit. And by Fox News, I just mean I saw a Tucker Carlson clip where he was like, "What? Whoa, candy! What are we gonna do next?"
Now, why would you do that? Why?
What is the point of this? We're trying to overly sexualize candy.
I'm going to ask you a question and then squint and talk over you as you answer it. Why would I do that?
Yes, Tucker. No. What you're not telling us about this is how Big Candy is trying to sexualize these kids. First, it's the green M&M.
It's just ridiculous.
I mean, look at this. You look at the green M&M. Who doesn't want to fuck her? Who doesn't want to fuck her? So now we take the high heels off?
I haven't been able to follow. So, like, I thought I had heard they were going back to the old candies, but are they adding more? I feel like the first source I heard on this was just completely wrong. I heard they were going back to the old candies.
They're going back to the old ones.
But they're not giving her heels back.
And now all the M&Ms are racist.
I honestly, like, the first thing I heard was that they're going away from what they did and they're going back to the old ones. And then I've heard from like 4 people since then, no, that's the opposite of what's happening. But I haven't looked into it at all. So I don't know.
They had made like the green one, like, oh, she's a female and she's powerful. And then they had a brown one, and then they had an orange one that apparently means anxiety. I don't know. A lot of people got a lot of stuff out of M&M commercials that when I look at the commercials that like I read articles, they're like, on this commercial, you can tell the orange one obviously is suffering from anxiety issues. And I was like, that's an M&M driving a bus. It seems like he's freaking out, but it's like never once was I like, I wonder if he struggles with anxiety issues because he's a fucking cartoon M&M, and I don't care. It's not a real thing. It doesn't fucking matter to me. And I don't identify with an M&M. Maybe somebody does. I don't have a problem if you want to identify with M&Ms. I identify with whatever fucking candy you want. For me, it's jujubes. It's jujubes is what I would identify with. I couldn't point out a jujube if you gave me a bunch. But
is it because you're a big fan of Moses? Robert got it. Robert smiled.
no, it's because I was watching an episode of Seinfeld and they got jujubes yesterday.
So,
and
wait. Were you watching Comedy Central?
Yep.
Watch the same one.
That's like my go-to. They got
episode.
such a good lineup. They have such a good lineup now when you get home. It's like when I get home in the afternoon, South Park, like 2 hours of Seinfeld, then The Office until like 8:00 at night. And it's like, it's the best. Like if I'm working out, if I'm doing any other like editing work or anything else in the background, like just throw that bitch on and you're good to go. And like Seinfeld's the shit.
Dude, Chicken Fucker was on yesterday. Love that episode of South Park.
Yeah. One where
Chicken Lover.
The one where Cartman's trying to get all the Somali pirates to be real pirates was on.
Somali and pirate way.
Where Butters is a pimp. That was also on today as I was doing some podcast prep. Just all around great lineup. TBS used to have the best when I would like come home from school. They'd have King of Queens, Friends, and I can't remember what the other one was. Maybe it was Everybody Loves Raymond, and it was like those were always clutch shows back to back to back. It's like I don't need to be paying attention to it. Just feel like give me some background noise that I can look up and chuckle at.
That's it.
But yeah, I heard jujubes on Seinfeld. That's why I said that. Like, I don't fucking care, man. It's like hilarious to me that people were mad about M&Ms the other day. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Don't identify with candies. Just here's what needs to happen.
We don't need to give a shit what they're trying to do with M&Ms because what they are really trying to do is do a Super Bowl commercial. And I think they're trying to create buzz before that because it looks like they bought a commercial for the Super Bowl. So I bet this is all about that.
I'm going to give M&M the playbook, and I'm not even going to charge them a $300,000 consulting fee. Look at Cadbury eggs. They've had one commercial for the last 45 years. And it's just everybody wants to be the Cadbury bunny. And it's like a lion and like a dog and a cat. One commercial. That's all you need. And M&M's honestly has two. I want to see M&M commercials 2 times a year. That's it. The Santa one, he does exist. They do exist. Oh, and they faint. Or Halloween with the yellow M&M has a bite taken out of his head and he's a ghost and he's float. 2 commercials. That's all you need. 2 times a year. Just remind me that you exist as a candy. Anything other than that, you're wasting money on advertising. You're fucking M&Ms. Everybody knows what you are.
Yeah, dude, we know what you are.
You're just wasting money on advertising at this point. Nobody asked for their candy to be woke. You didn't have to step into that arena. But now that they're there, they can't back out. They fuck themselves.
But like people were saying like, well, it's because people complained about this, and it's also because people complained about this, so they're trying to adhere to both sides. And I'm like, who the fuck was like buying a box of M&Ms? Like, you know what? This candy's fucking racist. Like, I'm gonna reach out to M&Ms and let them know. I'm gonna reach out to the Mars Candy Company and be like, hey guys, a little problematic that your candies are doing blank. And it's like,
you ever wonder if back in the day, Tucker Carlson would buy a pack of M&Ms and he'd just be popping them in his mouth, eating them. And then all of a sudden he'd look down, there'd be a green one in his hand and he'd be like, well, I've got to go masturbate now.
Oh, absolutely. He just has
this candy's fucking sexy.
M&Ms.
Now he looks down and he sees it and he's like, you're not wearing heels. You're disgusting to me.
You used to be my dirty little girl, and now you're not.
Now you're just a candy.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was like I love Twitter because of that. Because sometimes you just get on, you're like, what are we mad at now? M&Ms? Okay, like I'm gonna dive into this. And it was just people yelling at everybody else on both sides who's mad at who for how woke they are and how not woke somebody else is. And then you're overly woke and no, we're not woke. You're the one making a big deal about this. And it's just like, this is what Twitter's for. This is
well, it's all social media, really. It's just to argue with the dumbest people that are using social media. That's
exactly what it is.
Like people that use social media regularly, you share a bunch of stuff, comment here and there. That's it. You're not fucking diving into M&M debates online.
No, but that's what I like about the Gravy Gang, because like we can just gas each other's like terrible takes up, or just like
and it's fun,
instigate it in a little bit, but we never take it like too far. But like I also like I just have conversations because Robert and I both like work on like headlines and like blog titles and stuff that'll like capture like attention on like when you're scrolling and like we'll be like, yo, did you see this one? And it was like the other day, Mike McCarthy like was trying to move out of the like move past somebody and he like accidentally put his hand on a camera and I was like, sore loser Mike McCarthy shoves cameraman or assaults cameraman. And so then it was
you're the worst.
People
You're
go
the
like,
worst.
but it's like we get judged on interaction, or like where I say last week, Robert was just like, "Is the Super Bowl going to be a flop?" And it's like we don't know who's in it, man. but everybody wanted to argue about it. Everybody wanted to argue. No, that was when they had 8 teams and people were arguing about it. And it's like I saw that like there was a Duke player that got punched, but I was like, Duke player punched his opponent just because I know people were like, "Fuck Duke," and then they were like, "It's not the Duke player, it was the other player." I was like, right, and that was 12 comments right there. So I just did my job.
But here's the thing: in defense of those Duke fans, they were really mad because their other team, the Cowboys, just lost.
The Lakers aren't doing well either.
Yeah, and the Yankees didn't finish well last year, so they're in a bad spot.
But Eminem's also in a bad spot, but not really because you're still fucking M&Ms, and it's like.
That being said, I would love some peanut M&Ms right now.
That's the beauty of M&Ms. Like it's like we always talk about Southern Star, where like there's something for everybody. It's like you want a peanut M&M, they got that. You want a peanut butter M&M, we got that. You want just a regular old M&M, we got that. You want a pretzel M&M, we got those too.
Those pretzel ones smack.
Pretzel ones, fuck. But it's like there's something for everybody.
I just love when people are like, I don't like the peanut ones. I'm like, oh, you're still 12 years old? I used to not like the peanut ones either. And then I turned 12 and I was like, oh, wait, this is actually better than the regular because you get everything that's in the regular and you get a peanut.
Well, I actually have a peanut allergy, so it would give me
you don't.
I understand shock and I would die.
My cousin Teddy can't eat them, but guess
why.
what? He also can't. Here's the thing, though: if you don't like peanut M&Ms, you've also because you have a peanut allergy, you've never had an M&M because they're packaged in the same company, or I mean, in the same like warehouse, whatever you call
like
it,
to live
buildings. And people that have candy allergy or peanut allergies, they can't eat any candy bars really. Like my cousin Teddy can't eat any of them. Because they're all like made in the same facilities, and there's peanut dust on everything, and they'll fucking die.
Are there people that like? That's
the downside of being a ginger that people don't talk about, like a true blood ginger, is you could just fucking die from a candy bar because peanuts exist. Doesn't even have to be in that candy bar. Shout out Teddy, I love you, buddy.
I have like kind of a dumb medical question, just because we were talking about like peanut allergies.
ETGMD, let's do this.
All right. So here's my dumb question. Feel free to weigh in, fam. If I were like deathly allergic to peanuts, for example, but like I had my EpiPen, which is supposed to like stop your throat from swelling up or whatnot, like, are there people that are like, I can't eat these, but I really want to fucking eat some peanut M&Ms, and like you just like grab a handful of peanut M&Ms, you can stab yourself with the EpiPen. Can I just keep eating that, or is it going to go right back? And then I'm going to have to use a bunch of EpiPens. Like, do you get like 10 minutes where you can just do it and it like it fights the whatever like the allergy is?
It depends on the allergic reaction. So like if your allergic reaction is you just break out in hives, yeah, you're fine. If your throat swells and closes when you eat these kind of things, no, you can't just use an EpiPen and then just eat it again, because then you're going to need another EpiPen, and then you're going to overdose on EpiPen. You're going to overdose on EpiPens.
Can you? You can overdose on EpiPens?
I would fucking assume so.
What's in an EpiPen? Is everybody's different?
Is it Benadryl? I mean, it's a chemical that acts.
What's it called?
Epinephrine.
That's EpiPen. That's why.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Should have known that. Epinephrine was what I was thinking. Yeah. But that just cures all. Like, why don't, if you have an allergy, why don't you just inject that into you and then you'll never have allergies, right? Like, does that just stop any allergy? Because like, if you had a peanut allergy compared to like if you had a shellfish allergy compared to if you had like an allergy to like bananas, like it's a one size fits all kind of situation there. Because that's wild. And I feel like we should use it for more shit if that's the case.
So the first two things that I found on it is just too much epinephrine can cause dangerously high blood pressure, stroke, or death. That's the second thing. The first thing that just pops up that when you type, can you die from epinephrine? And this sounds more scary because it's a lot of words I don't understand. Epinephrine intoxication can result in acute coronary spasm with significant myocardial ischemia and infraction, cardiac arrhythmia, transient left ventricle dysfunction, pulmonary edema, excessive hypertension, and intracranial hemorrhage, or even death. All of those sound worse than death because I don't understand the words.
Yeah, that sounds bad. I feel like you just read me like a drug commercial. And like,
yeah, so
like,
don't do multiple doses of EpiPens just so you can eat some fucking peanut butter M&Ms, regardless of how delicious they are.
Read that last part again, and I just want to do like what a drug commercial would do. We'll make a clip of this.
You want me to try and do it? You want me to try and do it really fast, or are you going to speed it up?
No,
later?
just read it where it's like, "Hey, this will save your life," but also here, and like this is the side effects part.
And like, I got to do the voice too. Then,
Robert, we need to have like just like a lady. She's just like running through the meadow. She's running through a meadow, and it's like could also cause death.
All right. Let's do this. Epinephrine intoxication may result in acute coronary spasm with significant myocardial ischemia and infraction, cardiac arrhythmia. Damn it, sorry. Cardiac arrhythmia. I can't even read that word. I read it wrong the first time. Let's start over and try it again. Epinephrine intoxication may result in acute coronary spasm with significant myocardial ischemia and infarction, cardiac arrhythmia, transient left ventricle dysfunction, pulmonary edema, excessive hypertension with intracranial hemorrhage, or even death. If your doctor says you are allergic to epinephrine, don't take it. That's the one that always sends me off. If you're allergic to this medication, do not take it. Who the fuck needs to be told that? You're allergic to it. Hey, if you're allergic to bee stings, don't get stung by bees. Yeah, I learned that when I was 5.
Yeah, but we have signs on the road whenever it rains that say "Turn around, don't drown," as if somebody's like, "I want to drown," like to tell people to not drown.
Those people didn't know they would drown if they drove into that water, though. If you have an allergic reaction and you know about it, you know it will cause you an allergic reaction.
But
hey,
like,
don't take ibuprofen if it makes your throat close and die. Yeah, but I've got a headache. What else am I supposed to take? Not the thing that fucking kills you. You dumb asshole.
Like, how much EpiPens we talking about? Like ODing on that shit. Like, but like, because really, like, could I get a snack in? Like, if I wanted to eat like a bag of candy, a bag of peanut M&Ms, could I just like grab 3 EpiPens and be okay? Like, yeah, not ideal, but like, could I get through it without being like OD'd on it? Because I don't want myocardial syndrome or corollary albudomalisms.
It says
like
don't do more than 2 back to back.
Remember when they told us not to do more than 1 5-hour energy in a day, and we did 5 5-hour energies? Psh, look at us.
Yeah, not gonna lie, could feel my heart beating for a little bit there. But that was okay.
I was anxious as fuck. Yeah, I could see sounds.
I just remember driving home that day like, that was too many 5-hour energies that I took.
I'm jacked.
This is not safe.
Sitting up in bed, just staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. Being like, I gotta get up in an hour. Good thing I took this. Now I have 25 hours of energy in me. 5 hours.
You know, I did.
If you haven't listened to that one, go check it out.
I did not think of it that way. I just thought they would overlap. No, I think you're right. I think it was just 25 consecutive hours of energy.
No, it wasn't. I don't think, because I think that was like, I think the question was something related to that. And I was like, well, I do have a box of 5-hour energies that I buy. So like, let's try it.
I housed those sons of bitches. That was not smart.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, I didn't have
the best thing, but we're alive. We're alive. So that was my question. I just had a couple questions. I was like, I don't know. Like, can you still eat with the EpiPen? Does it give you a time frame? I don't know, but I guess not.
I think actually, if people 10 years younger than us tried it, you would think that they're 22. They could handle it. Their hearts are stronger. No, because we were part of the generation that got the original Four Locos. The crack Four Locos.
Because we didn't have the damn COVID vaccine, did we? That's what it is.
No. The fact that we used to house original Four Locos like that, I think trained our hearts to be able to take that challenge. I think kids nowadays, if they did that, they would just die. They would just die. because your heart hasn't been trained to have too much caffeine and too much adrenaline and too much alcohol all at the same time. As recreation.
That's true.
You would just sit around and not do things after drinking Four Locos.
Yeah.
Like Four Locos, the original formula was basically like, hey, are you free base rock climbing, but at the same time also want to get shit faced? This is the only product on the planet that's for you. And we were
Do you
like
Monster
17,
Energy
like,
and also want alcohol? Because that's it.
Oh, that thing was so much crazier than Monster.
It tasted like metal.
You remember when people would just be like, bet you can't do the 4 Loco challenge? It was just a challenge to be like, can you drink 4 of these drinks?
I did that so many nights.
Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of people couldn't.
It was very doable, but then it just fucked your stomach the next day because you were drinking just like acid.
Pretty much. And then
it was basically battery acid.
If you were drinking that, you were probably also drinking a shit ton of cheap light beer. So that's going to fuck your stomach regardless. Like you're going to have the beer shits one or the other. That was just like aggressive beer shits that you were really jittery on.
They were loco, you could say.
They were loco.
They were loco. Next comeback kid we got is, oh, look, my calendar's giving me a reminder, February 11th. How about that? I don't know why now of all times it would give me.
What's going on then?
500th episode. Check it out. 2012 West Street, Kobo's Q. Be there. Next comeback kid, tipping. Tipping is back. I feel like it gets weirder and weirder. You know, we went from, hey, do I have to tip every single person ever that ever has done any sort of transaction with me to, okay, now we have iPads that ask us to tip, even though like I went to the ball game and got a hot dog and a beer, and that guy that gets paid a wage to do just that and not live off of tips is turning an iPad around. I feel bad not tipping. And then they made it where you had to leave a tip at some point, like you couldn't just give zero. And now they fired workers and are like doing entire like restaurants that you go into where they only have robots doing shit. So you would order on the kiosk, you go pick it up when it comes out, and like that's how you do it. And now they have robot bartenders, and somebody had posted a video being like, yo, it's asking me to fucking give a 10% tip to this bartender, and the bartender is a robot. What the fuck? We have to tip robots now? I'm not doing that.
Not a fucking shit. I had a moment today.
That.
I went to Subway and the screen popped up and it goes 15% 20 tip, 20% tip, custom or none. And like usually I'm someone like, here's where they fucked up. If they had 10% tip on there, I would have hit it. Yeah, I'll add an extra $2-3 on it, whatever. The fact that they're goading me into a tip for Subway, a traditionally non-tipped experience, I hit no tip. And I haven't done that in a while, but I'm getting back to my my route. Like, because I understand COVID changed everything. Like you tipped everybody because they fucking needed it. We're back on the other end of it. It's Subway. The costs are included.
Yeah,
I hope
weird.
they're not paying their employees less now, depending that people will tip them.
They can't.
But like, well, I don't know. Maybe they just hire new people and don't pay them as much. I don't know. But also, like, I was like, that's bullshit. Like, don't start. If you're one of these companies, don't start at 15. It should be 10. Or even if you want 5, you'll probably get tipped more if you put 5, because there's a lot of people that won't tip anything. You put 5% on there, they'll be like, I had $1. I don't give a shit. But I was like, fuck you, Subway. Don't do that to me.
I've only seen it like this in a couple of places where like, you know, like some of the times they don't have like some of the times you just hit the button and it's like whatever the percentage is, or else it'll give you like the pad and then you have to just enter like 0% or 10% or whatever you want to tip. I've done a couple where it's like you can like scribble it and it's like you can like write like you would just do it on like the bottom of like a receipt. Where there was a lady behind me one time and I just remember being like 1, 0, 0, like I was tipping 100, and then like when she wasn't looking, I just put the dot there to make it $1, and I was like, she thought I just tipped $100 on like a fucking $10 order, like I'm fucking rich boy over here. And
I gotta be honest,
like,
I don't like
I have to tip now.
Not I don't like that you did that. I don't like that they have pads that you can write the tip on, because there's gonna be a lot of times on that shit where somebody tries to write $1 and it doesn't recognize the point, and they can put $100 tip,
or it's a comma.
1,00 is nothing.
Well, they might be, you could forge it and put another.
Or if they try to do $10 and they accidentally did 1,000, yeah, that will fuck up. and somebody's going to get $1,000 tip on their card. They're going to be like, I did not tip $1,000 on a $20 order. I don't like that being written in. Dude, I've told the story before. My dad's signature is literally like 3 like swoops, a line through it, and 2 dots. Well, when he did it one time, it didn't register the swoops or the line. So his signature that the state of Texas recognized and accepted for his driver's license was actually, no, it didn't do the swoops. So it was just literally a line, and they accepted that as his signature. So I don't trust, I don't care if that was 15 years ago and touchscreen technology has advanced. I don't trust touchscreen technology with my money.
The
Fuck that
state
shit.
of Texas, ever since I've had a driver's license, I've always written, like I do my signature and then I just draw the Giants logo right after it. And they've always just put it out on the ID. So I always have the Giants logo on my ID.
Technically, if you wanted to, you could just write boobs and be like, yeah, that's my signature. They can't say, no, we don't accept that. Like, it's my signature.
I'm not going to do a signature, but actually for my signature, I draw myself every single time and just draw like a stick figure.
Like, if you literally just scribble, like, up and down, scribbled all around, and just like hit as much as you could on there, they'd be like, okay, that's your signature. Then
I would say about like 90% of the times I have to sign anything, it's like the big A and the big M, and I'm like scribble. Like, just because I'm not really going to do that.
Mine's like P, and then just like,
that's my bullshit one.
I draw it straight right, because AT is just spelled with a straight line, and then that goes into a D, and then just another straight line. I've got the laziest goddamn signature. Like, remember as a kid, like when they like write your signature and you didn't have one, so you just like write your name, and then as you get older, you realize signatures don't mean a goddamn thing, and you can just scribble whatever bullshit.
Like, yeah, and it's like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just like, it just has to be something that you write, that you know how to write, that other people can't as easily copy because they don't write it as much as you. It doesn't actually need to be your fucking name. I'm convinced of that.
Right.
I told you, my dad's signature is 3 ovals, a line through it, and 2 dots. None of that says David Donadie.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true. You can do it. Your signature could be a star and then a drawing of an anus, and the DMV would be like,
start doing that.
His fucking signature.
Just start drawing weird signatures and sending us pictures at Past Great Pod. But yeah, tipping robots, I'm not fucking doing that.
No. Actually,
the tip the things that are gonna kill us eventually. Yeah, absolutely not.
Well, I want them on my side. Like, hey, this guy tipped us $5.
They're not programmed to be.
I mean, I hope not. I just hope. I don't want them to think I'm on their side. I just want them to grant me a quick death for being nice to them.
Oh no, they won't. It'll be long and drawn out, no matter what. They'll give
Like
you
one
a
of my
5 minute.
poops.
They'll give you a 5-minute lead in a 5K race on a scooter and chase you down and kill you.
I feel like you're way
because
more
you thought.
confident in yourself than you should be. You forget that you're a little bitch.
I don't think so.
Well, of course you don't think so. It's you.
I don't think so. But all right, tipping back. Conspiracy theories are also back this week.
Oh my God. I actually had somebody bring this up in my group chat.
Because people think that the injured Bills player Damar Hamlin was like a clone. There was a clone of him instead of him because he went.
Dude, he died.
Cold.
He died on the field.
Yeah, now
he had no oxygen to his brain for 9 minutes, which, by the way, is not true. Dude, like that, there's no way he's up and around and walking around, and you couldn't really see him because of the blizzard when they showed him in there. My buddy shared all this shit. He's like, no, I don't actually believe that, but I'm like, bitch, you did not just spend 10 minutes explaining this theory.
Well, yeah, why are we discussing it then?
You're full of shit. You do believe it.
It turns out it was cold in Buffalo because it was snowing, and they were like, well, he had stuff covering his face, like you mean like a beanie and like one of those like face warmers because it was like he was cold. Like, yeah, okay. I don't like, they're not gonna lie to us. If he had died, they would have done it because they would have told us. They wouldn't just be like, we're just gonna have to parade this guy around, like a fake version of this guy around to pretend that it's nothing, and his family's also in on it.
You buy that, dude? Dude, they're doing this just so we don't know it's the vaccine, bro. That's totally what did it. It's the fucking vaccine, bro. It's the NFL, which I don't know why they think the NFL's involved in the vaccine.
Honestly, I haven't even watched it since the kneeling debacle.
Dude,
It's
DeMar
all those
died,
people,
bro.
though.
That's
But it's
full of
all
shit,
those
bro.
people. It's
That's
the
not
I'm
him.
not watching anymore because of Colin Kaepernick kneeling that are bitching about it. It's like, I thought you weren't watching, dog. I thought you haven't been watching for the last 3 years. I mean, I don't watch a lot of the NFL, but what I saw, it
My
looked
brother-
it looked like bullshit. Like, well, like, okay, so like you didn't watch it, so you didn't see any of the actual shots. Like, so you didn't see the ones where they showed him and it like obviously looked like it was him. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just that's the craziest part. Like, dude, you couldn't tell it was him. I was like, they show like him in the tunnels, like getting there. Like you can see it's him. Yeah, but dude, when they showed him in the booth, like the broadcast camera, you couldn't see through the snow. Then like, oh yeah, what about the ones that were in the suites that showed him?
Yeah, I don't know. People are dumb, but that was a really funny conspiracy theory
So goddamn.
that popped up.
I didn't even get it because my group chat will argue just to fucking argue about everything. Like we really are a group of just fucking despicable assholes. So I didn't want to get drawn into this because I was also, but when he was like, have y'all seen this Damar Hamlin conspiracy? And then like wouldn't even type it out. He just left a 2-minute voice, 2.5 minute, actually, I believe it was 2:32 voice memo explaining it.
Oh my god.
Want to know how to get me to not listen to your side?
Send a voice memo.
Just type it because I can read that. It's okay. Maybe one of our dumbass friends, it'll take 2 minutes and 32 seconds to read. I'm a fast reader. I digest information quickly. I ain't going to listen to that shit. And also to do all of that, bring up the conspiracy, explain it to people and then go,
Well, I believe it.
I don't believe it, but like, that's crazy, right? Like, no, you obviously believe it a little or
Just
else
ask the questions here.
That's dumb. I'm not going to talk into my phone for 2.5 minutes explaining this to people. He was fishing for one person to be like, dude, that makes sense, which of course he got.
And then you could go off on it, yeah.
Of course he got that. And I just, you know what I did at that point? I put my phone down. I was like, I'm just checking out of this conversation. I'm just not going to engage with the group chat on this one because I'm going to get very angry at my friends.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It is just like, man, people really went off the deep end with that one. They fucking just no evidence really to back up any of those claims. But okay, let's go with that.
I mean, it is the worst part of social media. It's not the bullying. It's not the harassment. It's that it gives stupid people a voice that can be heard by a lot of people. It used to be there was one stupid guy at your work and he says dumb shit and you're like, then you talk to other people in the like break room later and you're like,
that guy's a fucking idiot.
Did you hear the dumb shit that Michael was saying earlier?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, what a fucking idiot. Now Michael can say that online
and 4,000 people will sound off with him.
And they see it and it's the same. It might be the only 4,000 people on the planet that agree with this against 4 billion, but he'll see it back. We got something here. And then of course, just because one person in that group has other people that follow him that don't even believe that, they're like, well, you know, he's making good points. And then this shit grows like wildfire. Like the dumbest fucking people on the planet, you should be sterilized for believing it because we don't need your dumb genes being passed on. Now, I don't want to
Hitler said.
I don't want to be the thought police on people, but let's face it.
You kind of
were. A lot of really, yeah, I know I was.
No, really.
There's a lot of really stupid fucking. I just think fighting should be more legalized again. Like you say dumb shit, you talk shit to somebody, you get punched in the face, then you might go, you know, maybe I should think about the things I say instead of just saying them. I think that would help society.
We need to just point out like just psycho tendencies more often where it's like where your buddy that started that sent a voice memo that was over a minute long, over 2 minutes long. Like that just, if you send me, like if you try and give me like a theory and then you send me 6 links, I'm not going to open any of those links, just FYI. And then also if you send me a voice memo ever, I'm not going to listen to it. Like I'm just not going to.
Under 15
I've had friends
seconds.
where I was like, I don't ever listen to. No, I don't listen to them. I'm not going to. You send me a voice memo because you're too lazy to talk to me. You're too lazy to type shit out to me. So I'm not going to then be like, well, let me listen to this. I'm going to go listen to a podcast then.
No, I'm just like, if it's under 15 seconds, there's a chance I'll click on it.
I'm not going.
Probably not going to happen, but there's a chance. But if you go, it's easier for me to just explain this if I do this in voice memo, and then you babble on for 2.5 minutes. I can't skim that and see that eventually you're getting into some really dumb shit towards the end of it and then just ignore the whole fucking thing. I'm not going to fucking listen. I'm not going to sit there for because I am me and we live in the age we live in, my attention span is not that goddamn long. And let's just face it, I know my friends, I love them, but none of them are interesting enough to listen to it for 2.5 minutes straight. That's why the group chat works. There's 9 voices coming in and we just interrupt each other and you get bits and pieces here and there. But all of us, if you listen to any of it, fuck, you guys listen to me talk for 2.5 minutes straight from time to time. You know nothing good comes from it. It's just dumb shit.
True. Very true.
It's just
Very
dumb.
true.
Now, can you imagine the people I associate with and the dumb shit they say? Holy fuck. I tell you all the time about my brother calls me and I just fucking put the phone down and let him talk. I don't listen to that shit. Guys, none of your friends want to listen to you for that long. If you're a voice memo guy, 15 seconds and under. 15 seconds and under.
Memos. Just don't do voice
I mean,
memos.
that's the best option, but if you're going to do it,
Just
15
don't
seconds
do
and
it.
under, or they're not going to listen.
Let's move on to our final Manuary Man of the Week segment. It's brought to you this week by Papa John's, our newest sponsor, Papa John's. Go and you're working on that new year. You're trying to save that money. New year, new you, new deals. You can get the epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99. Also, try the Papa pairings. Get you some wings. Get you the papadillas. Get you the cheesy bread. Get you the brownie bites. Get you a medium 2-topping pizza. Put 2 of those bad boys together for just $6.99. You can also get the Papa bites. Get the chicken parmesan, the jalapeno, or the Oreo bites. I recommend doing a whole meal kind of situation with it. You get the jalapeno ones, some jalapeno poppers basically for your appetizer. Then your dinner is going to be your main course, be the Parmesan ones. And then you got to go with the chicken Parmesan. And then you got to go to the Oreo cookie bites as your dessert. Pretty awesome. And they're just $4.99 a piece, less than $15. You can get all 3 of those for a full meal. You get the family special, large specialty pizza, or large 2-topping pizzas for $25.99. 3 medium pizzas, $26.97. Get all of these. Like, we got football games going on, the conference championships coming up this weekend. Order some Papa J's. Brandon Davis, Texas Cat Daddy's been doing that each week. Shout out to him. But yeah, go get you some Papa John's, papajohns.com. Download the app, order on the app, save that time, Papa John's. It'll get there lightning quick. papajohns.com. The best pizza in the entire world, the official pizza sponsor of Past Grade Podcast. Let's move on to the Manuary Man of the Week segment. We do start every year off with our month of Manuary to celebrate men. Shout out to Adam, the cop, for picking a man of the day. Congratulations to Robert for being that man of the day. This is our 4th and final man of the week. I believe we had Daniel Jones one week. We had Martin Luther King the other week, and we had Peyton Hillis as well. So those are our 3 man of the weeks so far. And this week, I just put down 1 nominee because I couldn't find anybody else. Myself, because I cursed the Cowboys successfully. It took a lot. You know, I cursed them. I made them suck, and it worked. The curse, my ability to put curses on people and things, undefeated.
This seems like Dwight rigging the employee of the month, so it's Jim and Pam.
Yeah,
give me a better one. Give me a better one.
Me and Robert would just like to point out that Alex gave this to himself. We both said it wasn't allowed. Robert pointed out that we said we would not give it to ourselves.
Well, we lie sometimes, okay?
And then Alex said that. I mean, we threw out other suggestions. I said Dak for just being so fucking bad.
We're not going to give it to a Cowboys fans. We're not going to give it to a Cowboy.
I threw out we could put out either of the defenders that picked him off. He didn't want to do that. I said Brock Purdy. He said I didn't want to do 2 quarterbacks. Alex wants this so bad, but is just trying to throw up excuses.
You don't just give it to. What does Brock Purdy do? What did he do? He didn't throw a touchdown pass.
He beat the Cowboys.
He didn't throw a touchdown pass.
Doesn't matter. He led the team.
Didn't throw a touchdown pass.
Okay, give it to Fred Warner then for being a goddamn wrecking ball on defense. Give it to Joey Bosa. Give it to Christian McCaffrey. All these guys. There's so many options.
The only real one that somebody submitted was Kyle Rittenhouse, and that was just a troll, but that was a pretty funny troll given everything.
Here's one. Let's give it to Kirk Douglas.
Why?
Or was it Michael Douglas? Michael Douglas.
You don't even know his name.
Michael Douglas. You know why? And I actually talked about him this week, so it counts as man of the week, because that is the man that got throat cancer and said, you know why I got throat cancer? Because I ate Catherine Zeta-Jones's pussy too much, and eating pussy gave me throat cancer.
He
That's
didn't
the
say
fucking.
that like now. That's been a thing.
It was a while ago. Yes, I understand. It was a
Yeah.
while
So we
ago.
know we're not just bringing up old shit.
But it's better than you.
It's not in the last week.
any
I've done
man
that in the last
any
week.
Man that blames his throat cancer on eating pussy is somebody that deserves to be celebrated every goddamn day of the year. I nominate Michael Douglas. I say fuck.
That's
Alex.
not. It's not a
My
man of
nominee.
this week. He didn't do anything this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it man of this week or man of the week?
Man of the week.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be this week. It's just man
Well,
of the week.
it's referring to as in like
man of the week.
like you know like the last three where it was somebody that did something that previous week. Like that would be
what
what this falls under.
What inspired us to do this segment? Could it be Adam the Cop having man of the day? Did those guys win only because of something they did that day? Or just being great men?
No, but that's a very different thing. This is a man
It's
of
just
the
great
week.
men. That's
You're
just, I nominate Michael Douglas for his
Well,
pussy eating prowess, and I think all the ladies will get behind me on this one.
Hi, I'm Pat. I just looked up an old story for the first time. Like I just heard this
That's
story.
not true. I brought up. I started this off by saying I was talking about this with somebody this week. Robert, you want to nominate someone this one too, and then we'll let the listeners decide who is.
I mean, we're not
week?
going to. We're gonna word it here, but
I'll make the fucking poll.
and
I'll put it out there.
It's not official because it goes out when we say it.
Oh, just because no. You mean it goes out when you say it. So you're just pulling the trump card. You're just pulling the trump card on everything. Just because you do the majority of the work and all the pregame work and all the postgame work with Robert, and I do like barely any of it, you get the final say. I think Robert should have the most say out of any of us.
Well, Robert, give me somebody that's done something in the last week.
I nominate Robert.
I don't think it can't be one of us though.
It can be
one of us.
if we did something. If we did something like curse the Cowboys, so a team a lot of people hate. I put a curse on it. Again, undefeated cursing things. So,
Robert, give me a name.
I don't know if I can come up with anyone.
I came up with my name
default
fast.
to yours.
Hey, what about you? Want to default to mine? I was gonna say you can always pick like Jose Altuve or something.
He didn't do anything this week.
I bet he put in a lot of hard work for next season.
It's not that.
You didn't do anything this week.
I cursed the Cowboys.
Actually, you cursed them last week. You put the curse on them
last
week.
Right, but it happened on Sunday, so the curse officially works, so it plays that way. Like Daniel Jones won it from the previous week. Peyton Hillis won it from the Monday of. Like, come on. These are all the fucking same thing, dude. We're not just going to go Michael Douglas because Pat remembered a story. We're not doing that.
And I talked about it this week.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln for appreciating theater. That would be the same kind of shit. No, we're not doing that. I'll win then. I win because nobody could come up with anything better. You guys had all that. You couldn't come up with anything better from somebody that did anything. So, man of the week, me. Shout out to me, Daniel Jones. Somebody make a picture of like, you know how like they have the black hand and the white hand like shaking hands. Do that, but like make it 4 of them, 4 hands, and be like me, Peyton Hillis, Daniel Jones, and Martin Luther King all like interlocking. And that'll be the Manuary's Men of the Weeks. So there we go. And I will cede that I will get 4th if we were doing like a Man of the Month of all the Man of the Week award winners. I will even allow myself to be last place in that. So I would vote Daniel Jones. Shout out to me, Man of the Week winner for this week.
So yeah, I just Googled it too. It was in 2013 when he first made the claim.
Yeah, so
he said
before
it was
the podcast was even a thing.
It was HPV that he said caused the throat cancer, but he said he got it from eating pussy. And then in 2015, it says he regrets attributing it. But you know what? No, I think he's a pioneering man. And
then also, I just checked the spam website, and the agent is still offline. So
damn it,
no spam questions still. All right, shout out to me for winning Manuary's final Man of the Week award. Next week, and then also remember, fellas, Manuary is over at the end of this month, and be very respectful of everybody else's months. All right, we've gotten our month out of the way. Okay, gotten our month, and that's all about respecting ourselves and our fellow man. Now we have to be respectable to everybody else. All right, so don't be assholes about people that get their months. Let's move on to What Would Jesus Do segment. I guess we'll bring it back one final time. We always tell you guys, hit us up. Throw Jesus in a situation he'd find himself in today's time. The WWJD bracelets never told us what he would do. They just told us to ask the questions.
Brendan Urie, that's my...
For breaking up a band?
For prioritizing his family.
again.
Yeah. Prioritizing his family. He's having a child.
Sorry, who was I
So
was
for
typing
fucking, so he's had sex.
I was who did you nominate? Sorry, I was typing out the poll.
Who? Yeah, who is it?
I said Brendan Urie.
Pat, who is that? Don't tell him. Who is that?
He is I'm trying to remember, is he the lead singer? Is that the correct
Of
okay,
who?
lead singer for is it Panic at the Disco?
There we go. All right.
Yeah. I know Brendan Urie. Dude, he did Molly with Little Dicky.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
song.
Because you know, fuck it. We'll give it to Brendan Urie. Brendan Urie can be man of the week.
Is it Brendan?
Brendan.
Yes.
B-R-E
All right,
U-R-I-E?
I will cede, man. So somebody make the graphic of like them all putting their hands in for like a huddle, like to break a huddle, and it's Martin Luther King, Daniel Jones, Peyton Hillis, and Brendan Urie. Somebody make that, and we'll be like, congrats to Man Urie's Men of the Weeks.
I gotta say right away, I hate the way his name is spelled. It's Brendon. Brendon. That's just dumb. I don't like that.
I guess A-N is how you'd want it to be at the end.
Yeah, it's Brendan, not Brendon. What did you say? He had a kid?
Well, then he broke the band up.
Wait, what? Sorry, no, I gotta like I
Panic
said.
at the Disco is breaking up.
Wait, he's Man of the Week for breaking up Panic at the Disco?
Well, Robert gave another person that was actually like did something in the last week. So even if it is breaking up a bunch of people's childhood like nostalgia, fine. Yeah, we'll give that guy the award.
All right, well, let's add him in there. I bet he wins. Just because Gravy Gang are a bunch of assholes.
Probably because Brendan Urie. I bet Brendan Urie also eats pussy, Pat. So you'd probably love him.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, yeah.
Pat's like, I don't think Man of the Week should eat pussy. He's not eating pussy. He should.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't think you can be Man of the Week if you don't eat pussy.
Which is why I thought I was qualified. I'll eat pussy.
There you go.
I'm game.
You wouldn't be married if you didn't.
Daniel Jones seems like a guy that eats pussy.
Oh,
MLK,
dude,
I bet
with
definitely ate pussy.
Dude, with that strong jawline,
MLK,
you know
Coretta,
you know
Coretta's pee all day.
You know Daniel Jones eats box. His chin is shaped like a fucking box.
Peyton Hillis almost died for his family. You don't think he's eating his wife's pussy?
Dude,
Absolutely.
He almost drowned. And if he didn't eat so much pussy, he would not have the lung capacity that kept him alive as long. Like he would have
waterboarding him with that pussy, right? Yeah. So
he was waterboarding himself.
So shout out to eating pussy too. Also,
yeah. Hey, Manuary's almost over. It's almost time for the other 11 months we give to women.
Hey, you still have to eat pussy in Manuary, fellas. All right, let's not get crazy.
Right. Dude, it's about us. Manuary is for men, and
for the men.
If you don't. That is, I still think eating pussy is as much for the men as it is for the women. No, we're gonna
get to the Jesus segment.
We're gonna do 30 minutes on eating pussy before we talk about Jesus.
From eating pussy to Jesus. What kind of podcast did you like? What other podcast give you that? Huh?
We can switch it up. We can do 15, 30.
No. If you have a what would Jesus do, or we've always told you if you had a what would Jesus do, throw us to Jesus in a situation he'd find himself in today's times. If he came back, use the hashtag PTGWWJD to @PassGrayPod. I guess we'll do it one last time, unless there keep being submissions for it. @PassGrayPod, hashtag PTGWWJD. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
Damn it. I hate when you like drink out of I opened my water bottle and it had water on the edge of like the cap and it just like dripped all over my pants. So now it looks like I peed myself. Great. Is there anything worse than that?
I mean, if it's not dripping around your mouth, you're not doing it right.
Or like when you're in the bath, like when you wash your hands in the bathroom and you just shake them to dry them first before you grab the towel, and then you like look down, like, God damn it, it's all over me.
Can everybody agree that the new layout? Here's the one thing. Sorry, I'm trying to set up this poll and retweet it and all this stuff too. But like the for you and following part of Twitter, I don't like that. I don't like the new like double feed. Just give me the old feed the way it was, and I could select like latest or most relevant. I don't like.
Yeah, just let me like the people I follow or the people I want to see tweets from.
Yeah, like come on, Elon. Hey, that rhymed.
There you go. This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us from our buddy Brandon Whitehead at Brando Whitehead, the final WWJD questions asker. And he says, what would Jesus do if he had to power rank his disciples? What would the disciple power rankings be? All right.
Bold of you that I thinking that I can remember 12 names.
So didn't do a lot of research on this. All right. But I'm going to go, Robert, I want you to look up the disciples. Just look up the disciples. Don't tell us any answers yet, but I'm going to power rank. I did 5. Because I mean, obviously I put last is Judas. Duh. Like Judas is obviously last. He's the fucking guy that like, he's the snitch. You put Judas at the bottom of the power rankings. But I tried to go, he has 7 disciples, I would imagine.
I thought it was 12.
I thought they did the 7 dwarfs after the 7 disciples.
No, I'm pretty sure Jesus had 12 disciples. I'm probably wildly wrong.
Okay, well, I only put 5. I only put a top 5, and then last I put Judas. So I thought I had just left off 6. So this is what I got. Robert, I'm going to name them, and then 12. I want you to tell 12. Me. Fuck, okay. I'm glad that Sleepy and Doc weren't involved.
You want me to go first so you can come up with
No. I already got. No, I'm just going to do the 5. I'm going to do a top 5 list. Obviously, we know Judas is last, but my top 5 disciples, I would imagine, for JC would be John, because like John 3:16, like everybody fucking knows that verse. So obviously, like he was like, this is a fire verse. We're putting you as like
Austin 3:16.
But like, well, we know that through John 16, through the Bible, and he's like, you're my headliner. You get the big verse. Obviously, John's number 1. Then I've
actually hold on. I know I'm interrupting you every 5 seconds, but honestly. Do you know what John 3:16 is?
For God so loved the world that he sent his one and only son for whoever.
Are you looking at it right now, or did you know that?
I went
because it looks like you're staring at your.
I'm staring. I didn't read. This doesn't have it on. No, it's for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son that forever believed in him would not perish but have eternal life.
Grew up Catholic, did not know that.
We had to like learn them, like we would have to learn Bible verses in like vacation Bible study when I was a kid. And I remember like that was like the most obvious one. If you like Alex, give me one, I would say Genesis 1:1, because in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth is like the first words of the Bible.
I could have given you a paraphrase of Ezekiel 25:17. That's the closest I'm gonna get, and that's only because of Pulp Fiction.
Did you look it up? Was I right?
Yeah, no, I did. You were right. Yeah,
nailed it. Yeah, John 3:16 is like the most popular Bible verse, though. So that's why I put John, like power ranking, Jesus' disciples. I thought there were 7, but top 5 would be John, because John 3:16, he gave him the headlining verse. Number 2, I put James, because the King James version of the Bible, like that's the one you want, that's the hot one to get. Number 3, Peter. I feel like Peter was like an angel. We always heard Peter's name. Don't really know much else about Peter personally, but Matthew had a book in the Bible. Seemed legit. He's probably a top 4. And then Paul. And Paul was just he was a dog,
Paul's always a good guy.
Yeah, Paul just seems chill. So
have you ever known a Paul that wasn't like a good dude, like a good hang? Every Paul I've ever known has been a good guy.
Yeah, I don't really know a Paul that I hate. Thinking back to it, but going back to it.
Paul's. By the way, if you guys aren't sure what to name your kid, if it's a boy, name it Paul. Paul's never a piece of shit.
Jake Paul.
And if he's really cool, people will call him Paulie.
So to recap, I would go John, James, Peter, Matthew, and Paul. Robert, how many of them were disciples?
All of them but 1.
Oh, which one wasn't?
Paul was not a disciple.
What? I feel like Paul's always being talked about. JC's like, me and Paul down by the schoolyard.
Wasn't he the first pope? No, Peter. Peter was the first pope.
I looked at multiple lists, and none of them had Paul as one of them.
Is Moses one? Moses wasn't one.
No.
I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was
dead thousands of years before.
No, he wasn't. Moses was like 1,000,000 years old.
No, he lived to be a couple thousand, but he died a couple thousand years before Jesus.
Well,
or did he live to be a couple hundred? No, I think he lived to be a couple hundred.
Good on me for not listing him as a disciple. Pat, who are your power rankings? How would he rank him?
All right, I'm gonna go Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian. That's my power ranking of the 12. You want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian. Those are my 12 disciples. There's like 2 people right now that understand what I'm doing. You ever seen Goodwill Hunting?
It's been a minute.
Remember when he has all those fake brothers that he's memorizing running? Yeah, that's what that was. Okay, if we're just gonna power rank 5. Holy shit. Okay, so I just looked at it. Did you know there was 2 Judases in his 12 disciples?
What? Okay, so that's 11 and 12 just by namesake.
Hold on. I think
is Judas Iscariot?
Judas Iscariot, I think, was the bad one.
That was the bad guy.
But there's also Judas Thaddeus.
Which,
by the way, there was 3 guys with a last name, and they were 2 of them. The other one was Simon Zelotes, which Zealot. I'm guessing. Oh, I'm also guessing Zealot. That's where that comes from. So that guy probably wasn't a lot of fun. And then there was James, the son of Alphaeus. Which who the fuck is Alphaeus? I'm gonna power rank.
That's my third. Second was James for me, by the way.
Let's see. Just off of vibes on names.
Yeah.
Bartholomew, number 1.
Fuck, I didn't even know who he was, bro.
If you go by Bartholomew, you got to have something going for you because that's the most pretentious name. So you got to be a good dude.
What has he done? What has he done?
No idea. Peter, I'm going to go number 2. John, number 3. John's always a good guy. John's a good guy. Good to have around. Good in the crew. I'm going to throw Thomas in there at number 4. Thomas, it's probably a good one. And I'm going to go Matthew, number 5. You got to have a Matty in the crew. Matty the Batty. That's what you call him because he's the one that just slays piss.
Robert, you give us your top 5.
You know what? I'm also going to start with Bartholomew.
Why the fuck not? No idea what the guy did. Could have been a giant piece of shit in the Bible. I don't know.
Go Bartholomew.
It wasn't Judas.
Which Judas? You should pick one. Robert, do you know which Judas was the bad one? Like for sure.
I only know Iscariot. It had to be him.
I think it was.
They're not going to give us the guy with the name we don't know.
I'm not 100% sure that it was Iscariot. So you should throw the other Judas in yours.
Don't do it.
Just cause. Like live dangerously.
It's risky.
Wait, can I take Tom? I'm going to take Thomas out. I'm going to put Judas Thaddeus at 4th. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, Judas.
No idea what he did.
Judas Thaddeus. He's the not bad one.
Oh, you Googled it? You weren't supposed to Google it. We were just supposed to be dumb.
I had the list in front of me.
Yeah,
I mean, right away, though, you do not want James, the son of Alphaeus. If your buddy was walking around like,
King James version of the Bible, when everybody buys, dude.
But here's the thing. Do you want to hang out with somebody that says, you know who my dad is? And I go like, he goes by, I'm James, son of Alphaeus. Just so like, you know who my dad is.
Maybe
No,
Alphaeus was tight.
That guy's not a good. Alphaeus might be tight. The son of Alphaeus, not tight. Not a good hang. Not a good hang.
I don't know. What if he's like Tony Gwynn and then like his Alphaeus or whatever his name is just Tony Gwynn Jr. and it's like that guy seems chill.
Dude, if you're introduced as James, the son of Alphaeus, it just means that your dad was awesome and you suck and you're only in the crew because your dad's
You're writing
cool.
your own story right now.
And then I interrupted Robert again.
Robert, go. Sorry.
John and then Matthew.
So just from the top. You didn't remember it, dude. You were just filling it up.
Bartholomew, Peter, James,
Peter,
Judas, Thaddeus, and I'm gonna go with Thomas.
With
which I'm pretty sure was different from what I said the
I
first
think
time.
this bit started off good, and then I think we just lost him there. But see, like I do all like the prep where I have like all written down and like my little like notes on like why. But yeah. All right.
Yeah,
that's how Jesus would rank his disciples. I don't think Bartholomew personally, I don't think he would be number 1 just because like was there a book of Bartholomew? I don't think so.
No, because he spoke truth to power. They didn't want that in there.
That might be it. Maybe it.
I personally I would like a book of Terry, maybe a book of Mikey. Tell me a book of Joey wouldn't go hard. That'd be some good shit. Book of Marky Mark right there. I mean, Marky right there. That's Mark Wahlberg.
They have
Is the
Mark
first
book,
disciple.
like Mark is a book, I think, in the Bible.
Mark Wahlberg, Ricky Bobby, Danny, what's his name from Eastbound and Down? Him.
Danny
Or
McBride.
no, fuck that. Danny Trejo. You gotta have a tough guy in there. I'm not gonna do it, but I
I don't
should
even
have
know
done
what
that
where
beforehand.
you're going now.
I was going back to the Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Tommy, Timmy, Tommy.
Oh, to the joke that like
Joey,
two
Robbie,
people
Johnny, and
got.
Brian. Yeah,
You're
I was going
playing
back to
those
that.
two people.
Yeah, I might do that later. Go through and pick a guy for each one of those names to be one of my disciples, and just create
as a tweet thread.
an elite crew. Johnny Cash.
You know how you can also create an elite crew of beers is by going and shopping some Southern Star. Southern Star Brewing Company, best beer in the entire world, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast. There is something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. My personal favorite Southern Star beer is the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, but I also enjoy the regular Bombshell Blonde. Maybe you're feeling like a little bit of an IPA. They got the Conspiracy Theory IPA. We've just been talking about Conspiracy Theory IPA, or conspiracy theories, excuse me. We have our own IPA coming up. Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release coming down.
It's gonna be so good.
March 18th, Saturday, March 18th, the Saturday after St. Patrick's Day. We're going to have the Darling Like a Marlin 3. This time it's an IPA. I think we had a blackberry sour. We had a mango sour, the first and second version. This time it's going to be an IPA. Haven't had one of those for Darling Like a Marlin yet, but we haven't even gotten to try it yet. They haven't created it yet, but we know it's going to be a dope ass beer. And we're really excited to get out there. So day after St. Patty's Day, you're going to go. We're going to keep that St. Patty's Day party rolling with our Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release. Saturday, March 18th at Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. The best beer in the entire world. Go up there. Maybe you're not drinking. Maybe you're doing dry January. You can still go up to the brewery. They got the Hoppy Elixir. It's just seltzer water made with hops, non-alcoholic. That's what Robert gets when he goes to Southern Star. He's not drinking. You don't have to drink to have fun at Southern Star. It's the best brewery. It's a good time. They got fucking frisbee golf chains up there. You can go bang chains if you want while you're at Southern Star. They have D's Cooking, the best crawfish, number 1 and 3 in my 3+ years of eating crawfish every single week. D's Cooking is first and third in my power rankings. Promise you are not going to be disappointed when you go to D's Cooking on Sundays at the brewery. They always got awesome events going on up there. No matter what anybody wants to tell you, Southern Star Brewing Company, best brewery in the world. No brewery I'd be prouder to support than Southern Star Brewing Company. Don't forget to mark those calendars. Saturday, March 18th, Southern Star Brewing Company. We're going to go on between 12:30 and 1, do a live podcast there. That'll be a bonus episode. You can come check it out. Hang out with us afterwards. Drink some Darling Like a Marlin 3. Give us some name ideas. I'm still trying to, I liked Woke IPA. I like Woke IPA as the name. Darling Like a Marlin 3,
I
Woke
just don't
IPA.
think they're going to do it.
I don't think so either.
buddy.
I don't think so either, but I think it would get them. But yeah, Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release March 18th. That's a Saturday after St. Patrick's Day. St. Patty's Day on a Friday. Roll that on into your Saturday. Have a great time with us and Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right. If you have a not cool that happens to you throughout the week, basically just anything that makes you say, hey, man, that's not cool. It could be you stub your toe. You could also get stabbed. Both of those are varying degrees of not cool, but they're still not cool nonetheless. Hit us up on Twitter at PassGradePod. Use the hashtag PTG. Not cool. We'll read some listener/viewer not cools each week, and then we will tell you ours. Let's start off with some yours that you have submitted. We'll pick some of the best ones each week, but these have been sent to us at PassGradePod using the hashtag PTG. Not cool. First off, we got Todd Voss at as_scene_by_TV. Todd says his not cool is one of the Gravy Tech interns, his kids, left a faucet running in our upstairs bathroom, just enough that it didn't leak into the sink, but it went all over the counter, the floor, and enough that it eventually got into a vent leaking downstairs. Kids do the darndest things. That's what Bill Cosby used to always say, I think.
You got to hit him.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. If it's your daughter, I'm kidding. Sometimes you got to hit a boy.
I mean, did he forget? If he forgot, I don't think if he did it intentionally, then like.
Well, of course he didn't
This
do it
says
intentionally.
left, right. I mean, if he did intentionally, then yeah, you give him a smack. But like,
yeah, can't
you
hit him
forgot
anymore.
it.
Obviously,
You just lecture.
no lectures don't work. You have him run fucking gassers in the driveway until he remembers to turn that.
Yeah, just make him
off.
run a lot. Make him run a lot.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, driveways are built for gassers. You got a line every 10 feet. There, back. Next one back. Next one back. Next one back. Next. Dude, you wear that kid out. Guess what he's gonna remember to do next time?
Yeah,
Turn off that faucet.
that's a good one. Yeah, no, that's a solid one.
I actually wish I had done that as a kid so I could like tell you what my dad. I never did that. Did you ever do that?
Gassers or leave the faucet running?
No, leave the faucet running.
Oh, not really. No.
Yeah, I hear about it. Anything bathroom related, I was always on my shit. My bathroom is always my second home. So
we always like
area.
we get in trouble for leaving lights on. Like my dad would be, why are the lights on here? Like we just wouldn't turn lights off. That was always our big thing he'd bitch about. Which wasn't really that bad because we did leave the lights on. So
I mean, yeah, dude, that fucking sucks. I hope there's no like actual water damage or anything that comes through, because that's the worst part about it. If there's actual damage, like it's a kid, they didn't mean to do it. You can get mad, but you can't get mad at them. So then you just have rage.
now you're just
that
upset.
becomes a pit, and you're like, well, what do I do with this? Like, I hope you have a heavy bag in your garage that you can deal with it. But yeah, dude, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry, Johnny.
T's and P's, buddy. Hopefully the damage isn't too
Ooh,
bad.
that would have been a good
right.
disciple.
Tessa.
Todd would have been.
Yeah,
been
Todd
a
would
good
have been a
disciple.
good one.
Good name.
Tessa Gory Ants. I know I'm butchering that, but Tessa G at Tessa Gory Ants, GORYANCE on Twitter. She says her not cool is cancer. It sucks. 2023 can suck it. We obviously didn't ask her too much to follow up on that. I believe it was a close friend or family member that was diagnosed. Just know we love you. We support you. You got the Gravy Gang. We got your back. You hit us up on those DMs. We got you. You need to talk to anybody. We got you. And that fucking sucks. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. If there's some sort of fundraiser or something that's going on, we will retweet the shit out of that. We'll help you out as much as we can. We love you, Tessa. We appreciate you. Tessa always, she lives in Austin. All the events we do, every time we do a beer release, every spooktacular, she drives on. I think she came to the first spooktacular, but she's come out to like all the beer releases so far. She brings us.
Yeah,
her husband makes beer.
Her husband's beer, which is delicious.
Yeah, he makes his own beer, and yeah, he made that Christmas ale. It was fucking awesome. And then he had like a coffee porter.
Dude, I was gonna say the Christmas and the coffee.
Phenomenal.
Oh,
and that was from the coffee shop that Tessa works at. Yeah,
bro,
but Tessa,
I am a slut
awesome
for coffee porters. I am a
love
slut
Tessa.
for coffee porters.
I don't even think we've met her husband yet, but like we love him because he makes awesome beer. But yeah, Tessa always supports the pod. If we can support you in any way, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, and we can make something happen. We love you, and I'm sorry you're going through this, but you get the Gravy Gang on your side, sending T's and P's your way. All right, I know that one was a heavy one, so let's go. We're gonna try and push through. Like that wasn't heavy, even though it was. This one is from Glamour Perry. We said the front runner right now for the Woman of the Year at the Gravies Awards. If we had to award them in January or Manuary, we would give the Woman of the Year award to Glamour. She's at Glam for Life on Twitter. That's GLAM, the number 4 and LYFE on Twitter. And Glamour says, her not cool is when my maintenance people at my apartment break into my complex after I made sure to put in the work order to call and schedule with me before entering. They came in without my permission, scared my dogs, and made me feel like I was broken into. They are super unprofessional, and I cannot wait to move in 9 days. But they left the doors open and things out of place. I was scared that someone broke in since no one left notice until I checked online, and the work order was still not done. Oh, so like, yeah, she looked to see like if they had done anything, and it looked like they hadn't even been in there because they hadn't marked it. So she did think she was broken. That's fucking scary. Not
Yeah,
cool at all.
I mean, you know better than anyone about shitty fucking apartment people.
Yeah, but like you get to see the light at the end of the tunnel. 9 days.
9 days.
9 days. You can do that. You can do anything in 9 days. You got it.
Yeah, but that absolutely fucking sucks balls. You know what you should do? And I learned this from a good friend of mine that hated his apartment complex. In these next 9 days, just sit out front, like grab yourself a couple drinks, grab a lawn chair, sit out front of their office. And when people come through for tours, just tell them what big pieces of shit this apartment complex is.
Do that. Yeah, I've done that before. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want to name names, but
it worked. I mean, they stopped fucking with me for a little bit.
Yeah, you got 9 days left. Just I'm going to make your lives torture for the next 9 days. Every time somebody comes in here,
but also like you don't want to like deal with them,
or you could just remove my last month's rent because you broke into my home, or I could continually make people not rent the apartment that you're trying to rent out, which is mine. Do that.
Either or.
Fuck with them.
Either or.
Fuck with them hard.
Either or. All right. Our last one from you guys is Quentin Hughes at Q the Ace. This is a simple one, but it's a very good not cool. He says his not cool is impromptu meetings on a Friday. Like, you know what I didn't want to do on a Friday unnoticed or without notice is a meeting. So no, yeah, I absolutely don't want to do that.
I mean, unless this meeting's scheduled at like 4:30 on a Friday.
Usually that means something bad, I feel like.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like an impromptu
bring
Friday.
Your key card and your playbook.
Well, that's bad, but I feel like an impromptu Friday meeting.
Definitely, that's not cool. Then that's an impromptu meeting. That's not ideal.
I feel like it could be pretty legit. Like it's Friday. Oh, they're gonna call a meeting today. So in the middle of Friday, they're gonna make me come to some bullshit I don't need or need to pay attention to for 45 minutes to possibly 2 hours, depending on the meeting. Maybe it's only 15, but either way. That's 15 minutes to 2 hours that you don't have to work on a Friday, that you're just coasting into the weekend. That could be cool. Unless
maybe you're trying to get work done.
You got to pay attention.
Maybe you're trying to get work done though, so you can bounce out a little bit early on a Friday, start your weekend a little bit early. And they're like, well, we got a meeting. You're like, no, I don't want to do that right now.
I actually stayed late last Friday.
On a Friday. Yeah, Fridays I stay probably later than most days, just because like I have to get everything ready for the weekend and make sure that Monday is ready to go.
Oh, I just realized that there was a shit ton of discrepancies on our online menu on pricing and shit like that. So I stayed like an extra hour and a half on Friday night writing an email like these are all of the things that need to be fixed. It was it's fine. Hey, all I know is I got in on Monday and it was all fixed. So
there you go.
Did my shit.
You gotta do. Yeah, impromptu meetings suck, especially on Fridays. That's a good one, Quentin.
I mean, any meetings. Really, he could have just wrote the word meetings.
Right, but like when it's like, but like it was added layers, like meetings in general. Yes, meetings that you didn't expect that then just get thrown on you. Yes, meetings that get thrown on you on a Friday. Absolutely.
Well, because
varying degrees.
90% of meetings could just be an email.
Yeah.
It's like that's always what it is. It's like, oh, all this shit that you just took 20 minutes to say, you could have wrote a 4-minute email and I would have understood all of it. And if I didn't, I could have wrote you a response email and you could have answered the specific question that didn't take this long. Good job, Dick.
When it's like a meeting that has like nothing to do with you at all, and it's like, cool, like we're just watching these people have their discussion about their thing. Like I don't.
Are you calling a meeting because you think you have to call meetings to like validate your own job? Because you don't need to do that.
I don't do this.
I gotta imagine the best boss
don't do this.
is a boss you very rarely hear from. Like if you're just doing your job correctly, you're just like, the boss is like, yeah, dude,
just let you be.
As long as nobody fucks up, you won't hear from me. I think that's the kind of boss I would love.
That's pretty tight.
Guys, just do your job and I won't come down on you.
All right, I can go first because I had a couple that are not like great. I already kind of like talked about watching Good Burger, which was sick. I mean, obviously, I wish we could open up a burger place and call it like Good Gravy. If we ever open up a restaurant, it's called Good Gravy. But yeah, my power was on because of the storm, but I didn't lose power. So shout out to me not losing power, but like did lose cable and internet, and it just sucked. Like I was supposed to do a podcast yesterday. That podcast starts at 5:00 our time. I did not have cable or internet at that time, so I was not able to do a podcast. So we had to skip the Claire and Big Blue podcast this week. It just so happens it was the week that the Giants were eliminated. So a fairly decent podcast we were probably going to have ahead of us, but that kind of just sucked. So just that one was one. And then also I've used this before, but I just have shitty posture, and like went to the chiropractor for the first time in like a couple months, and they're like, yeah, dude, what's up with your fucking like the middle of your back and your shoulder right here? I'm like, oh yeah. I hunch at work, and they're like, yeah, this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You just start doing these exercises, you're gonna get a hump in the back of your neck. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to be hump neck guy.
Hey, my grandfather at the end was hump neck guy, and he lived a happy 80 something years. 80 something years with 10 kids is quite the impressive fucking feat. I got to be honest with that one.
No, I agree.
But yeah, dude, old guys, you get a hump in your neck. It is what it is.
Chiropractor felt good though. I went to the like that was the first time that like
I want to go.
Like she like put her fist, like she put her hand in like a fist and like laid it on like my back in the mid, like in between my shoulder blades, like to one side, and like I was laying on my back, and then she was like, all right, breathe out. Or breathe in, breathe out. And as I was breathing out, she just like pushed my chest in, and I was like, this is weird. I've only had it where I was like face down like that, and it just like you could feel everything just popping. It's like, this is a new one, but I like that.
I want to do it, because just popping your back is the best ever. I want a professional to do that shit.
You'll feel good, and you can do like the joints not expensive. No for you guys. Cut that, bleep that part. The place I go to,
I know there's
a monthly thing, and you can go once a week.
Yeah, there's one by my house that my sister goes to. I think it's at least once a month, maybe it's once a week.
Yeah,
she
they have all
loves
kinds
it.
of packages you can do. If you want to go once a month, they'll do that. I go. I have one where I could technically go every single week, but
I still want to be like, can I just like I stand by the front door and people can walk in and be like $20, I'll pop your back, or it's too much. That's too much. $10, I'll pop the shit out of your back real quick, in and out, bam.
But like their whole thing is they can also tell you like, this is this way because of this. This is maybe this that you could do to strengthen that, so you won't have this pain.
Well, they can do that.
Right. But then they would probably just want the chiropractor to adjust.
Well, no, that's good. Oh no, of course. But they can be like, dude, we can diagnose, give you all the stuff, everything's gonna feel good. Or this dude can just pop your back for $10 real quick. And a lot of people would do that. Then a lot of people, that would be great. Imagine what a professional can do, and then they come.
Right.
I'm just
he's fucked up your
camping.
back from whatever he was doing.
No.
What do you got?
Nobody has ever had me pop their back and not feel amazing afterwards. I'm great at that shit.
What do you got? You're not cool.
I'll go. Have you guys? I'm sure you guys probably don't get your mom anything for Valentine's Day, right?
No.
No.
My mom started doing that over the past few years. Well, she'll get my brother and I something. Usually it's cash, but like she'll just get us something. And I hadn't done that before. I usually don't get her anything. But this year I'm like, I'll get her something. I'll get her like a bracelet. And I was looking around. I found one that I liked, and it was like on sale for a reasonable price, I thought. But I'm like, okay, I keep looking around. Then when I finally decided that first one is the one that's the best, it was no longer on sale, and it was like double the price of like the sale price. It was like $50, and it's like 120 now. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, I mean, if your mom gets you a present, yeah, it's cool to do that back, but like you don't need to. But also, it's Valentine's Day, so it's more like a romantic thing, not hi mommy, I got you this. But yeah, so like, yeah, if you find something on a good deal, cool. But like, you don't need to be dropping over a hundo on mama on Valentine's Day, because you also have somebody else you got to get shit for,
Did you just look up like other bracelets?
She likes butterflies. I was looking at like butterfly bracelets or anything with like butterfly charms. I was looking at those specifically. And
It's gotta be so nice when like the person you buy gifts for, there's like one animal that they love. So just built in right away, you always have a go-to gift. You just Google like dolphin bracelet, dolphin necklace, like whatever the fuck it is. It's got to make it easier. Like for my mom, it'd be like dolphin whiskey.
Well, if you want to, if she likes butterflies so much, you could get her a live butterfly kit that comes with
Whoa.
caterpillars that then will
Nope.
turn into their cocoons that they'll then hatch, and then she'll have actual butterflies.
That's work. When's the last time your mom went to the natural was it natural science?
They got a little kit. You
Museum?
just have to set it up. I don't think you have to feed them or anything. They're just caterpillars. They chill out. You put a leaf in there. You let them chill. You watch them become a cocoon. Then she's
No.
got butterflies, and then she can free the butterflies.
What's
Think
the
of that,
what's the
24
what's
bucks.
what's the butterfly
$24.79.
museum? Natural history science
I
museum.
don't know. There's
whatever
too
the
many
fuck it is.
museums. Too many museums.
Too many museums. Dude, take her to that. Has she ever been? Do you
God.
know?
Not a bad idea.
I don't know.
Because that's
Not
a
a bad
really
idea.
cool museum as is. But then they've got that whole gigantic butterfly room. Your mom would love that if she likes
Ooh.
butterflies. Do that.
Butter.
Take her there to the butterfly room. That'd be a great present from son to mom.
You could get her the
I-
movie. You get
I
her
love
the
that-
DVD of Butterfly Effect for $8.29.
Don't do that. I love that Robert's face right there was him contemplating, holy shit, did Pat actually just have a good idea?
Do that.
Yeah, 'cause
get her
I'm
the
wondering.
live butterfly thing, and then Butterfly Effect the movie. Trifecta butterflies.
Well, I mean, all moms love Ashton Kutcher. He's gorgeous.
Right. Right.
And great movie. I actually watched it like a month and a half ago. Great movie. Still holds up.
Haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, get those things.
Yeah.
Butterfly
Take her to
kit,
the-
$25.
Dude, take her to
That's
the
cheap.
museum. It's a
Yeah,
good
I'm not
time.
getting her
It's
a
fun.
kit.
And then
You can have her own butterflies.
and then she gets to be in the butterfly room. Just take her to the museum. That's a great son gift to a mom.
It's an
If there was a
experience. Time
If there was
together.
if there was a whiskey museum in Johnson City, you know I'd take my mom there. Except she would probably already be working part-time there now that she's retired. But
So think about it.
It is a conundrum you're in.
I'm telling you, Robert, I gave you a good idea. Do it. It's a good idea. Plus,
What's your number?
plus, as a mom, she'd be like, "Oh my god, my son loves museums. He's so
He wants
smart."
to spend time. Yeah, he'll want to spend time with it. So like,
And
yeah,
also,
yeah,
and,
place.
and that's the other thing, that's a day date with your mom. Moms love that shit.
That'll kill. That'll
Like if
kill.
you're like, "Hey, mom, you want to go get dinner?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see if your dad." No. I don't want dad to come. I want me and you. Me and you, mom. We're gonna go have lunch. Mom's like, "Oh my god, they're so thoughtful."
I think they have like a little McDonald's in the museum, so y'all can get lunch at the McDonald's before or after. It's a whole thing.
Get your mom a McGriddles.
What was your favorite butterfly? I liked the blue one. I liked the monarch.
The only butterfly anyone knows is the monarch.
Yeah, the monarch butterfly. So that was our not cool segment. If you would
Well,
like to
I still haven't
Oh,
gone.
you didn't go? Oh, my
No.
bad. Go.
So I last Thursday I woke up, as I usually do. Wednesday's my day off. I go and I work early Thursday morning. Wake up, get ready, drive into work. I walk into work and someone goes, "Why are you here?" What the fuck do you like? I work every Thursday morning. And then another manager walks around the corner and goes, "Pat, we switched." I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking forgot about that one. That was a nice little
Whoops.
40-minute jaunt in traffic at 9 o'clock in the morning that I didn't need to fucking do." Or I guess 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I just turned around and went home. Had to be back at 3. I texted Alex immediately and I was like, "Hey, yeah, I just sat in traffic for 40 minutes for no reason." He's like, "Well, you got your not cool for next week."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that sucked. Then I had one that topped it later on in the week. So my buddy that lives around the corner, he went out of town. So for the weekend. So my sister was watching his dogs. And then I was like, "Well, hey, I'll take Leo for a walk." I used to do about 3 miles. Is that okay for him? And he was like, "Yeah, take him for a walk. That'll be fun." We go, which by the way, I don't know if you know this. If you take dogs for walks they're not used to, they sniff everything.
Yeah.
Fucking everything you
That's
walk
like their
by.
internet, dude. It's like, well, this is new shit. Somebody else peed here. I don't know this person.
And then you got to like pull them, and you're like, I'm choking a dog every 19 seconds. This isn't fun for me. So I'm taking it for a walk. We go for a while. Then at one point, you know, he's a dog. So he's like going behind me, and I'm spinning around, you know, passing the leash behind my back and all this shit. So at one point, I'm like, I don't know, 75% the way through the walk. And all of a sudden I feel in his garage door opener that I used to get in and out of his house to drop the dog off. All of a sudden it's not in my fucking pocket anymore. And I was like,
Whoops.
Sweet. That's fun. So luckily it was only like 100 yards back and I was able to see it clearly. So like I walked back, I found it. Go back on the walk. We're walking. And at this point we are 100 yards from my buddy's front door. But I'm crossing this road, and as I cross the road, of course he jumps behind me and tries to run around me. So I fucking spin real quick. And I keep walking. All of a sudden my headphones, so like the sound starts going out for a second. I'm like, what the fuck? And I go, oh shit, my phone must have fallen out. I turn around, there's my phone in the middle of the road from when he spun me around. I go back to pick it up. Shattered. Just fucked up. Just fucked up. Like, so if I would have sliced from the upper right corner of my screen down to the bottom left, the entire upper part there, upper and left, all good. All good.
Do you have it on you still?
Well, I have since gotten it fixed.
Oh, okay.
I have a picture I can send you that like, so like the screen completely worked. I could still see the keypad pad. It was all fucked up, but everything worked for like the next day or so. I ended up having to go. Luckily, there's a HEB by my house. There's like a We Fix Your Phone place in the front of it. And I brought it there. And the guy was like, give me 20 minutes. I was like, cool. I'm going to go fucking grocery shop. I'll be right back. And I got all that done there. It was only like 120 bucks, which is fine. But the funny thing is I bring it in there. I tell the guy, I was like, yeah, my friend's dog spun. Phone flew out of my pocket, shattered everything. And he grabs it and goes, oh, okay. And then he flips it over. And the backside is all shattered too. And he goes, oh. I was like, yeah. Told you it must have hit the ground pretty fucking hard. And he goes, well, do you want the screen and the back fixed? And I was like, well, does the back needs to be fixed? And the guy goes, nah, not really.
Yeah, you don't really.
I was like, cool, way to be a bro, dude. I was like, yeah. And here's the other thing that was not cool is I had always bought, if you're watching, you know, this heavy duty OtterBox. Like I could take this phone, slam it against my fucking wall right now, and it would be fine. This is not the case that I had on it. I've always gotten this case. That one I didn't, and of course, it had already had a couple cracks in it because I didn't get this one. But then the guy was like, "Do you want to buy it?" I was like, "No, I already bought it online." He was, well, what'd you pay? I was like, I don't know, like $40, whatever the fuck it was. He was like, dude, we sold here for 20. I was like. I told the dude straight up, I was like, yeah, honestly, like, I'm not the kind of person that returns things on Amazon. Once I buy it, it's mine. And then if it doesn't work, I just eat the cost. So like, I'm not going to return it. And then
it's throw it in the river.
He was like, all right. But yeah, that sucks, shattering my phone and having to get it fixed. But it's all good now. Everything's good. And I now have the case where I can drop this thing and feel nothing. Like, I mean,
yeah.
If you guys don't use the OtterBox Defender case, I will give this free ad all day, every day of my life.
No free ads.
Yeah. Fucking buy this case for your phone and you will never have to worry about breaking your phone again. This thing is a goddamn tank.
Emma used to just raw dog her phone. Like she would just walk around without a case. That is, I mean, you don't have an iPhone, so it's not the same.
Rich people can do that.
I pulled up his Google phone, like, oh yeah, not an iPhone. Doesn't matter.
If you have no problem, just like break, like at any point, your phone can fall out of your. Because I don't know about you, all the time I pull my phone out of my pocket and it hits the ground. It just falls.
But Emma just.
But like people,
she has a case now, but she used to just like not have one. I was like, what are you?
And I bet the case that she has protects nothing.
It's cosmetic.
Because I know people that'll do that, but dude, it's a thrill. And you're like, cool, but like if you break it, like actually break it, you're out $800.
Yeah.
Like you're out
That's
almost
not
a
fun
grand
thrill.
Every time, or you just have $120 every time you crack your. And that was the worst thing is my screen had been cracked for a while, and I was like, I'll just let it go until it's fully cracked. Which, by the way, $120 to fix a screen, not that bad. I was already looking
Yeah.
for like a replacement on Amazon for like $350. But yeah, so if guys, if your screen's cracked, it's a little over $100 to replace it. It's not that bad.
Not bad.
I was worried
Then
because
the
I
replacement
also
glass is usually not as good, and then it cracks faster. Or easier.
I didn't know that, but I didn't ask the guy. I just dropped it off and then walked away. I was like, man, I hope this isn't going to be $200.
Yeah.
The guy could have charged me anything. The phone was already fixed. What I'm going to do? Like, I'm not paying this. He'd be like, sweet, you're not getting your phone back.
This is $1
That was a-
million.
That was a dangerous game I played.
Whoops.
But also,
Emma
you don't
had,
run
like,
a
a
good
horror
business
story.
by being shisty to people, you know?
Emma had like a horror story of hers where she had to go take it to get fixed, and she was trying to get the screen fixed, and they took the screen off, and then I guess the backlight wouldn't work. He couldn't get the backlight to work, and she was like, you could tell he was like calling me because my watch, he kept calling the phone and my watch kept ringing, and I could tell something was going on. And then he came back out, and then he was like, yeah, it won't turn on. And I think she ended up having to just get another phone. But that fucking sucks. So I was always scared that like when I would get my old screen on my old phone replaced, I was like, please don't fucking kill my phone doing this shit.
Sucks a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's solid, not cool though.
Yeah.
Solid, not cool. You know what else is cool? There's Little M Shop. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. They're sponsor of the Answers segment this week, and you can get 10% off of your order when you enter PTG69 at littleemshop.com. You're also going to get free shipping when you have orders of $10 or more. So you get free shipping by just ordering $10 worth of stuff, and you can also get 10% off your order when you go to littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. Follow them on Twitter, that Little EM Tweets, and at Little EM Shop on Instagram. They got keychains. They got little compact mirrors. They got their famous air fresheners, best air fresheners on the planet. They also got awesome stickers and a little bit of everything for you. You can get like any like little gifts, you know, maybe for your mom. Maybe you go get a couple of things from Little M Shop right there, Robert. Use PTG69. She's going to love it. Get her one of those rad or out of this world air fresheners right there. She's gonna fucking love it. I'm telling you, dude. They're way better than those stupid little baby back bitch green trees that people have riding around with them in their rear view mirrors. I promise you will not be disappointed. Best air fresheners in the game, best keychains in the game, best stickers in the game. I got this awesome Gravy King sticker or Gravy King keychain. You get a custom made ones. Just go type out what you want. They'll print it out for you. They'll send it to you. It's awesome. And I promise you will not be disappointed with what you get from Little M Shop. If you're getting anything, tag them at Little EM Tweets, at Little EM Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, let's start off with our first question. If you'd like to submit an Answers question, anything at all you'd like to ask us, any idea you'd like to pitch to us, hit us up at PassGrayPod. Use the hashtag PTGAnswers. You can also email them to us, answers@passgraypod.com, or hit us up on the contact page. Contact us on passgraypod.com, and then type it in there. Although we do check Twitter first. That is 90% of where we get our shit. What?
I was gonna say I was taking off my headphones, getting ready to scream it, but then I remembered that the microphone was right next to it, so you guys were probably hearing feedback right there. Did that happen? Robert had a face like that's what was happening.
It was about to happen.
Yeah, because I remember when I take my headphones off and I go pee, but I don't close it, and I was like, I caught myself before I did it.
There you go.
I'm learning.
It's
been 5 years, but I'm learning.
Hit us up on Twitter at PassGrayPod. Use the hashtag PTGAnswers with your answers questions, and we'll get to some of yours each week. Let's start with our podcast son, Skylar Lester. At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. He took a week off, but he's back already. And he says, do you think God lives in heaven because he too fears what he has created here on earth?
I fucking would.
Probably.
God could come down right now, like just appear. Big, I'm real, guys. Everything is part of my plan. And there's people that would be like, you're a fucking piece of shit. All right. You're a
time to cancel God.
Not everybody is exactly the same and fair treatment for all. you're a piece of shit. You're fucking canceled. And God would be like, no, but I'm God.
You created a
Like,
world with a wage gap? Wow.
I love all of y'all. Well, if you did, it would be equal. He's like, no, that's not
enough.
how things work. They make, no, fuck you, God. And then he'd send them to hell when they died. And they'd make, how dare you? Just because I spoke,
Eve, bitch.
I spoke my truth and you were a bastard about it. Fuck you, God. Why am I in hell? And you would just be like, nah, dude. No, I think he hangs out in heaven because it's better. It's better than what we got going on now, right? He's not scared of it. It's just better. Heaven is much better than what we got going on right now. It just fucking is. I mean, in heaven, Packers win the Super Bowl every year. That sounds pretty fucking sweet to me.
That would
Hey,
be
Alex.
sweet if the Giants could win the Super Bowl every year.
Alex, how would it be to go to heaven and the Detroit Red Wings are averaging 5.6 goals a game and they're just fucking slaughtering everyone?
I mean, that'd be sick.
That'd be pretty fucking sick.
That'd be pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, that's why he hangs out in heaven, because it's just fucking cool, dude. Everyone's
Yeah.
cool up in heaven. You know what doesn't happen in heaven? People nagging you. You don't go to grocery store in heaven and someone's standing outside going, would you like to sign a petition for the spotted owl? You're like, no, I fucking would. I didn't know they existed until you barraged me with some bullshit.
Or like they also don't like kill his son in heaven, which is probably a big one.
I think he was okay with his son being killed. Otherwise,
Well, I
he
mean,
wouldn't have
he
sent
sent
him
him.
to be killed.
John 3:16, he loved the world. So he sent his one and only son, so that whoever believed in him would not perish, but have eternal life. The gang teaches you Bible verses. See? They're like, this podcast is inappropriate. There was that guy at Center Store. I was like, can you hear the language they're using? And they were like, well, these are our boys. This is what they do.
Somebody said that?
Yeah, I heard somebody was like at the bar. Some guy, like there was like an old guy on his computer, and he was like, "What? You heard the language they use?" And the bartender was just like, "Yeah, we can do it."
I mean, I'm not mad at that because we do. We're in a public setting using bad language, and I understand.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we're kind of fucking dickheads.
That's our thing. That's our thing. I guess.
I wish I'd known that. I would have bought that guy a beer to be like.
But
I'm
also,
sorry.
they should show him a
You
clip
didn't
of
sign up for
this.
this.
Just cut that clip, Robert, of me teaching people Bible verses. But they also teach the Lord, the word of the Lord. Did you say this is an inappropriate podcast? Wow. Podcast teaching kids values in religion. This guy knows Bible verses.
You know what it is? It's like when you have a kid and you build him a tree fort, and that's his area. God built earth for Jesus. He didn't go down there. That's Jesus.
Yeah, he's like, that's your clubhouse.
He's like, hey, I made you a place for yourself. You do what you do there. I'm not going to intrude on you. I'm not going to come up into your tree house. I'm not going to ask what you're doing up here. I'm not going to check on you. I'm trusting you.
But I am going to have people turn on you, and then they're going to nail you to a
be
cross and you're gonna
responsible.
die.
Yeah.
But it's for their sins, so don't worry. It's for a good cause. He's like, all right, Dad, let's go.
Your kid comes running out. Billy punched me in the face in my tree house. Well, it's your tree house.
Yeah, I think God knows how it would go if he came down to earth, but like it would like also I think like a little bit of like, yeah, like he's just like, I'm not doing that. I'll do my work from above.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. Alexis Garcia at Alexis Texas _ weighs in with our next question, and she says, is it inappropriate to ask my wax lady to take a pic for me while she's down there?
No. But by the way, obviously, no experience in this area.
Right. I would imagine not.
I've never waxed a vagina in my life. I'm not licensed.
Have you yourself gotten waxed before?
No. Are you kidding me?
All right. I'm just wondering.
We've already established I'm a pussy.
Right. I didn't think you had. I was just like, oh, I've never waxed a vagina. I didn't know if that meant I myself have been waxed, but I have never waxed a vagina. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what she means. She means like, is it cool to be like, hey, yo, will you take a picture of my?
She's already down there. Why wouldn't she? Why in what world would she be like, that's inappropriate? Like, ma'am, you're staring at it right now. Can you just take my phone and take a picture for me so I can see? If she's like, no, I'd be like, you fucked up my pussy, didn't you? You won't take a picture because you fucked my shit up and it looks like an angry red dragon and you don't want me to see that. I don't know why that's the analogy I went to,
Yeah,
but
that was odd. That was odd.
well, razor bumps red, you know,
Right.
even though it's waxing. But whatever. No, I can honestly see in no world where this is inappropriate to ask. She's staring at it. Why would she not just take a picture for you?
Well, my question is, like, you know, when you go get a haircut and like they do the back of your head and then they show you the mirror, like they have the little handheld mirror and they're like, here you go. You know, look at that. Like, do they not have that at the waxing place? So it's like, here you go. And like they hold up a picture, or they hold up the mirror.
That's
and
a
they're
good
like,
point.
look at, here's your hooter. Like, what do you think?
Your hooter?
I don't know.
Hooter.
Well, I know like when you put this on Facebook that it's gonna like take
Hooters
it
up
away.
here, Cooters down there.
You can call it anything. You can call it anything you want. You can call it anything you want. But I know
Yeah,
like on
no,
Facebook
that's-
when you say pussy as much as we do, that like then it like pushes it down to who sees it because we say bad words and it filters that shit. But,
Oh,
like,
so
yeah.
Facebook won't allow any discussions of Michael Douglas.
He like learned one fact again. Just that's all he's brought up.
I learned this fact 9 years ago. I've
He
known this the
remembered it.
whole time.
He remembered it this week.
I remembered it this week.
He remembered it
come
this
on.
week. Yeah, I think they should just hold up the mirror and be like, "What do you think of your? You think it looks good? Yeah,
Hold
no.
on,
You want a
hold
little
on.
bit more off the top, a little bit more off the bottom. What do you want?
That makes sense. But at that angle, I gotta say the picture has got to be so much more efficient. Because
And
you're
maybe-
like you're looking, you're craning your neck, you're looking down, you're trying to make a quick assessment. Just like, hey, can you take a picture so I can just look at this real quick?
Send
Or
it to
even
the
if,
girls.
or even if it's, I don't think it was I want to make sure there's nothing more to be trimmed. I think when someone's down there, you're fucking trusting them to do their job. You're just like, hey, I just want to see what my shit looks like, and I want a picture because I want to be able to go home and look. I don't want to just. Because anytime somebody shows the back of your head in that thing, you just go, yeah, it looks good. You're not going to be like, nope. I've never once in my life been like, nope, that's not it. You just go, yeah, good.
There's definitely
I
people
trust
that
you to do
have.
your job. Yeah.
And
But
maybe
I'm saying,
she.
the picture makes a lot more sense to me, honestly. I think it's a much more efficient route to go than the mirror.
Maybe she just wants to send a picture to like her girls group chat and be like, "What do y'all think, ladies? Huh? Looking good?" But I also think you could also.
Or maybe she wants to send a picture to a guy, be like, hey,
Maybe.
snacks ready.
But maybe you should just also in the future just be like, could you sketch it for me? Sketch me like one of your French girls.
Well, I mean, you can't assume that everybody's good at sketching.
Well, ask though. And then if they say they're not good at sketching, then I will just take a picture. That'll do too. But the mirror idea, I don't think is a bad idea. But yes, my answer to you is that you can absolutely be like,
100%.
hey, is it cool if you take a picture right there after you just waxed me? I'd just like to take a look myself.
I mean, I'm going to take it one further. As long as somebody reminds me tomorrow to do this, I'll ask the women I work with. I'm like, do you guys think this is weird? Because I think this is a perfectly normal thing to ask your waxer.
Yeah,
But then
where
again,
she says is no.
We have never been in that situation, so we don't know. We actually do need to farm this question out to women. Unfortunately, there's no women on the podcast right now, so we don't have any firsthand experience here. But I would think, just logically, it makes sense to me.
I mean, the worst she can say is no. And at that point, then you're like, all right, well.
What are you gonna do?
And if it makes it weird, then it's like, that's at the end of it. She's already waxed
Hey,
it.
yeah.
So.
If she says, I don't feel comfortable doing that, fully understand. Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not an embarrassing question. It's just say, hey, would you mind? And they go, I don't feel comfortable. You go, okay, it makes sense. Fine, I'll do it when I get home.
We know your bodies, ladies. We know how to handle these things. All right. They should just have us fix all their problems.
You're the only one who's married here, man. Speak for yourself.
Raimundo Benavidez at Kmundo B on Twitter says, if you go to your friend's house and it smells like a weird stench, do you say something or do you just leave it? Do you leave early?
No, you don't leave it. Dude, people's houses smell different.
But if it like stinks,
no, you don't.
It depends
dude,
on how good of a friend. It depends on how good of a friend. Like if
you're over at their house, it's at least a decent friend. If it stinks that bad, you just don't go over a second time. If it's the first time, dude, no, you don't tell someone their house stinks. unless they're like a really, really good buddy that you've known for a long time. And that's when it's like it's his apartment and you go over. It's the first time you've been there, dude. Your apartment stinks. You can't go like I. When I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking like you're in high school, you go over to your buddy's house because all houses smell different, but like, this house stinks. You can't tell someone in high school their house stinks. There's nothing they can do about it.
Right, but not in high school though, because most of my life I've not been in high school. When I look at it, like if
I don't know why that's still the way I think of shit.
If somebody came to my house and was like, "Your house stinks," but like if your house always smelled one way, Pat, and I went to it and I'm like, "Dude, it just smells like shit." Like what happened? Like I don't think that would be weird. Like
well, obviously, I think that would be more of
a if it's
did
a
you
first
cook something
time
weird.
If it's a first time, if it's your first time going to somebody's house, then yeah, you should just shut up about it. But like I think if it's like a good friend that you're like, "Whoa, what's up? What's that smell?"
Oh no, that's acceptable. When you like it's somebody's house, like if I'm probably going over to my buddy's house right after this. If I walk in, I'm like, dude, did you not take out your trash? Like because you can go nose blind in your own environment.
Right.
Like if you're cooking, like let's say you're cooking a pork roast, you trim the fat off, all that shit, you throw it in the trash can. It takes a while. It's cooking 6-8 or hours, whatever the fuck you're doing. You're slow cooking something. You forget that pork is just sitting there in your trash can. And then maybe you cook, you forget the next day you wake up, but you've been in it. That pork is still sitting there. You could just become nose blind to it. Somebody comes over, you're like, whoa, dude, what is that? You, as a friend, you have to do that. You go over to somebody's house for the first time and it just smells different, not necessarily like rancid bad or anything. And you're just like, dude, that's when you get back. Whoa.
Yeah, after you've been there, if it smells bad, like, and it's a different smell, then like if they're a good friend, I think you can say that. If it's the first time, you got to let it pass.
Yeah, if it's your first time and it just smells like not necessarily bad, even if it's a little bit bad, but
you can leave early. Just come up with a good excuse.
Sometimes scents that you're not used to smell bad, but it's not necessarily bad. You know what I mean? Like, so it could be cooking. They could be cooking like some weird food you're not used to, and you're like, "Whoa, what is that?" Your nose isn't used to it. You don't know how to process it. Just be cool about it. Just be cool. Unless they're like a really close friend, then you can be like, dude, your house smells like shit.
Yeah, just be honest with them at that point.
Yeah.
Good question, Raimundo. All right. Next one, we got Mikey Paul at It's Just Mikey P on Twitter. And he says, power rank these barbecue dishes. He gives us ribs, brisket, sausage, chicken, and pork candy, which is burnt ends. That's burnt ends. If you don't know what that is, just go look up pork candy. All right, I'll go first. Pat, you look like you're trying to put it together. Robert, I feel like I already know, like, Robert's gonna go chicken and sausage 1, 2, which we'll get to that in a second. But I'm gonna go 1 is ribs, because ribs fuck. Ribs absolutely fuck. I mean, dude,
we're right there with each other.
1 and 2 are ribs and brisket, because those are the 2 most popular ones. You go get a barbecue tray at a barbecue place and you get 2 meats, you go brisket and you go ribs. That's how you can tell whether or not they're good. Brisket is awesome. Brisket, it's also fairly consistent. Like, really good ribs are really good ribs. Mediocre ribs, they're still good. But like the really, really good ribs are better than really, really good brisket to me. And like, I still love brisket, but I would go ribs first.
I don't know about that part.
The best ribs to me in the world are probably better than the best brisket. And
are you a pork? Awesome. Are you a pork rib or a beef rib guy more so than the other, or is it just ribs? Fuck.
I'm not a discriminatory kind of guy.
See, I'm same, and people ask me that. What do you like more, pork ribs or beef ribs? I'm like, ribs.
Yeah, when they're like, I'll just be like, what do y'all sell more of? Give me that.
I don't give a fuck which one.
Surprise me. I'll do one of each, please.
Both. I just want the bone, and I want to gnaw every last piece of fucking cartilage off that bone.
So I go ribs first, brisket second, burnt ends third. I like burnt ends. Fucking Mikey P. He makes Mike's pork candy. He brought the burnt ends to the Spooktacular.
So good.
And my only regret was that we had to podcast that whole time while people were eating them. I still got some before. I still had some after, and it was just like, I thought about them. I think about them still.
Same thing that happens every single time. I don't eat because I'm like, I'm going to eat later. And I did get to try 1 or 2 of those, which were delicious. Then I wake up the next day, and then later that night, I'm like, why am I so hungover? I didn't eat shit yesterday.
But burnt ends
every time.
Burnt ends / pork candy is my third. Then I'll go chicken, and sausage, because I think barbecue chicken and barbecue sausage, like a sausage you can throw anywhere and cook it. Chicken, I mean, barbecue chicken's dope, but I think that gives it a slight edge on sausage, where sausage is like throw it in a pan. I mean, barbecue tastes way better. I get that. But like, it's the easiest one to not fuck up. I think you can easily fuck up a brisket. You can easily fuck up ribs. You can easily fuck up burnt ends. You can fuck up barbecue chicken. The sausage is usually already there. You know, you just cook that shit.
It's hard to fuck up. That's
Right.
why I'm gonna change mine a little bit from yours. Same
So,
one too.
Yeah, ribs, ribs, brisket, burnt ends, chicken, and sausage are my top 5.
I'm gonna go ribs number 1. I've said this for a long time. If there's one barbecue I could have, it would be ribs. I don't give a fuck if it's pork, beef, whatever the fuck it is. I love ribs. I want to get the itis. I'm all about that shit. Let me eat my ribs. Let me get sleepy and pass the fuck out. I'm good. 2, brisket. I don't know if I necessarily agree with when I think you said, what was it? The best ribs are better than the best brisket. I think you said something along those lines. The best brisket beats everything. Like,
I mean, it's still Fox, yeah, but
the best brisket is just it's brisket. It's unfucking touchable. It's so goddamn good. But ribs are consistently every fucking time right there. So goddamn good. So I'm gonna go ribs, brisket. 3, I'm gonna go sausage. For the same reason I'm going ribs. When you're eating barbecue and you get sausage, it's never overcooked. It's never dry. It's just fucking delicious. Overpriced? Yes. You go to a barbecue place, you order sausage. It's expensive. You can go to the corner store.
Is my least favorite of those.
I love sausage.
I do too, but I'm not going to waste like a meat on it if I can only pick 2 meats, you know?
Yeah. That's why it's 3rd, because I'm going ribs and brisket.
Okay.
But sausage, you've never had sausage at a barbecue when you go. It's good, but you never get that. Sausage is always good. That I'm gonna go burnt ends 4. Delicious. Love burnt ends. It's just I love sausage more. It's going there. That's why I'm going chicken 5 though, because you can go to a barbecue, get the chicken, and go. It was dry.
Yeah,
they overcooked it. It was dry. Most delicious. I love barbecue chicken. It's good. I would pick any one of those over. I eat chicken more than any of these other things, by the way. But when you fuck up chicken, you fuck it up. Like if it's overcooked, it sucks. It's bad. Sausage, you can't fucking overcook. And obviously brisket, ribs, you can overcook those things too. But like we're talking barbecue. People don't fuck up that shit. Chicken is the easiest to fuck up out of all of these, I would say. Because chicken is either cooked, not cooked, or overcooked. There isn't like a medium rare chicken, medium well. That guy, it's either cooked or it fucking isn't, or it's burnt to shit.
So
I go ribs, brisket, sausage, pork candy / burnt ends, and then chicken.
All right, now Robert, make everybody mad. Your turn.
All right, I'm gonna go
Chicken number 1.
ribs number 1.
Good man.
All right.
Good
man. All right. Well, he's gonna let us down at some point.
Do you have a preference for pork or beef, or is it just give me fucking ribs?
I just normally I order online and they just say ribs. I don't think I've ever had beef ribs, to be honest.
You probably have.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. But either way, hey,
doesn't matter.
even
Yeah.
if you did and you didn't know it, you were like, oh, that's ribs.
Right.
Good.
Ribs
All right.
1.
Ribs 1. I'm gonna go sausage number 2. Then pork candy. Then chicken, then brisket.
I knew it. As soon as brisket fell below 3, I was like, he's going 5.
He's going brisket last.
Not
I
a fan.
remember
I've tried.
Back in your early days, I want to say this was like one of the first things, like when we hired you on the pod, the PTG BBQ RVW. Remember that?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
I'm going to do the crawfish streak. And then also I'm going to review barbecue. And then we were like, this is just going to take way too much time. And we just stopped doing it. And we didn't get a sponsor. And so we were like, all right, not worth it. And like, I was like, at one point I was getting crawfish every week and barbecue every week. And it was like literally the 2 most expensive foods that you could just regularly eat. And I was like, this is a bad idea.
You want to become a barbecue reviewer? You better have a fucking sponsor because that shit is like, oh yeah, I'd like a pound of sausage. All right, $18.
But we did like 3 or 4
What?
of them, I think. We did like 3 or 4. I remember Curtis came back for one. He was in town. And he did one with us. We did one with Phyllis. And
I mean,
we would always
barbecue,
finish it
a
with
pound can run you $22 of any meat at any time.
Yeah, we would always finish it with like a barbecue sauce shot. And then one
That's
time
smart.
I had ketchup instead of a barbecue sauce shot, which was a bad idea. But yeah, we did that, and that was a very short-lived thing. If you go look on our YouTube channel, I'm sure just type in like PTG BBQ RVW, and like there'll be a couple that pop up, and it was like right when Robert had started with us, it was like, "Hey guys," like we didn't know how to shoot it. It felt awkward. Let's go see the awkward days of PTG on our YouTube.
I almost got barbecue today. I had to run a few errands and I drove right by it, and it is in the place that used to be my favorite barbecue spot on the planet before the guy that ran it just retired. And I've heard since, like the guy that runs it, it's called Brett's Barbecue Shop on Mason, and it made like Texas Monthly's top 10 barbecue spots last year, or like top 50, top 20, whatever the fuck the top one is. He was in there, and I've had it before and it's really good. But like every time I drive by, I'm just like, you're not Namakers. Which, by the way, you ever have a spot when like it's a certain sauce? Like this was the barbecue sauce. It was the greatest barbecue sauce I've ever had in my fucking life. Nothing has ever come close to like Sweet Baby Ray's tastes like dog anus compared to what this barbecue sauce was. It was that good, and everyone knows how good Sweet Baby Ray's is. So now every time I drive by, I'm like, I want to get it, but like the barbecue sauce ain't gonna be the same, and I just can't do it. It's like a mental block for me.
It looks like we only did 3. I just did a search. We did one with Chris, we did one with Phyllis, and we did one with Curtis.
You realize real quick I didn't need to go any farther than 3.
Yeah. Well, we were just like, this is going to cost a lot of money.
Wait, didn't me and you used to talk about going to do a barbecue trail of the tunnels under Houston? Didn't we talk about doing that at one point? Like, because there were some barbecue restaurants underground. We're like, we'll go do that.
And then we were like, tunnels don't exist. So
this is why I know the race isn't going to happen.
Oh, it'll happen because I'll fucking beat you. But remind me tomorrow to tweet out one of the barbecue reviews, RVWs, excuse me, as a throwback Thursday. Since we talked about barbecue, that'd be funny. Just remember this.
Hey, let's commit to more shit we're not going to do. Maybe once football season's over, we'll do a barbecue review list. How's that sound, buddy? We'll have our Sundays free.
Oh, speaking of football, I wrote this in my notes yesterday.
Right away. Couldn't even commit to that because he knows it's not going to happen.
No, I wrote this in my notes yesterday. A segment for it just says NFL Remember When is the title of it, and it said a segment for when football season ends, where we just remember back to a random thing that happened in the NFL one time.
I like that. Season?
And then
season or just all time?
Then the only example I gave myself was, remember that time Ray Lewis killed a guy and just played in the Super Bowl afterwards?
I thought you were going to say, like, remember when Brock Purdy had 5 touchdowns this year?
No, like, but then just like remember this guy? Like, remember we did the random name game where we just were like, remember like these random NFL players? Just we'll find one random thing like that. It's like, dude, there was a season where fucking Tiki Barber said that Eli Manning was trash, and then Eli Manning won a Super Bowl. Remember that?
I've got one
I remember
for you.
that. And then
I've got one for you.
No,
save it for the segment.
Yeah, save it.
I will not remember it until right now.
Write it down.
This is one to tease the segment, but this is a good one. Remember Jonas Gray? Remember when Jonas Gray showed up and scored
the running back?
Scored 4 touchdowns for the Patriots, and I believe it was a Monday Night Football game, and then was cut the next week because he slept in and missed practice. So Bill Belichick cut him.
Yeah. See, that'll be the segment, and that was NFL Remember When, because we'll miss football, but that'll be fun little like tidbits about football that we get just a little taste, keeps us going.
Spoiler alert: all of mine are going to be Packers related from this point forward.
Well, like we can find other stuff online, but just I like.
Remember when the Lambeau Leap was created?
My example was just remember when Ray Lewis killed a guy and we just let him play in the Super Bowl. And now he's just like a fucking analyst on ESPN. I was like, what a great guy.
Remember when Joe Mixon punched a girl in the face and then he still had a successful NFL career?
Kareem Hunt just kicked the shit out of that lady.
Well, no. Here's the difference. Kareem Hunt kicked a woman. Joe Mixon blasted a girl in the face with his fist.
Not ideal. Okay, moving on. We just did barbecue power rankings. That was a good one, Mikey P. Appreciate that and love that fucking pork candy, bro. All right,
That's a
last
really good
one.
one.
Last one we got this week is Alex O at Alex McThunder1, and he says gum. Just chewy mouthwash.
No, and if you choose it as such, you are the stinky breath guy at your work. Don't be that guy. You don't even need mouthwash, guys. Just brush your teeth.
I use mouthwash.
Yeah, but you use it as a backup, right? It's not your first line of defense.
No, you go brush it. I go floss, brush the teeth. I got motherfucking thing on me. I always have little mini flossers. And go floss, brush, and then mouthwash.
I actually just heard that recently that you're supposed to floss before you brush.
It makes so much sense. That's why, so you floss everything that you get everything out, and everything is not it's loosened up. So then you brush it, and then when you mouthwash, you rinse it all around, and it's got like anything that could be hanging in.
Don't get me wrong. I don't floss. I mean, I do, but like not when I'm brushing I don't floss in my bathroom. Like when it's a bathroom cleaning your mouth routine, I brush. But then I just randomly floss throughout the day. Like I'll be like, something there, and I'll grab a plastic bag and
once you start flossing, you start realizing, like, you like feel in your teeth, like, oh, I got something right here.
No. Don't get me wrong. I probably floss every day.
Yeah, it like drives me crazy when I eat certain things. I'm like, I got food right here.
Here's the thing that like, I think like 50% of people will understand, and 50% of the people that are listening will think I'm disgusting. I floss every day. I can't tell you the last time I used floss.
That's pretty weird.
It's just like something. Anything can be floss.
I just have the bag of these.
Why does it have to be?
And just go grab it when I need to.
Peppermint flavored of actual fucking. No, I'll just grab a fucking HEB bag and.
But don't do the charcoal floss.
Get all those
because the charcoal floss
first of all, the fact that that's a thing, I immediately know what you're talking about. I've never heard of it before, and I'm already angry.
Well, I just bought floss one time, and I didn't realize it was the charcoal one. And then, like, I was flossing, and like part of my tooth came off, and I was like, "Oops!" I flossed too hard, and it was the day before Christmas. So then I had to eat Christmas dinner with just like one side of my mouth. It sucked.
Whoa! I thought you were like meaning you thought a part of your tooth came out because it was the charcoal. No, you actually flossed off part of your tooth.
Like it was like a.
That's bad advertisement for charcoal floss.
Yeah, no, I've never used it since.
That's
but
ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucks. It sucked. But is gum chewy mouthwash? No. I would say no, because mouthwash like has like cleaning stuff in it. Gum is like just sugar, and even if it's like low calorie sugar or whatever, like it's not like it makes your breath smell better, but like it doesn't clean your mouth. And mouthwash is like it burns your mouth because it cleans your mouth, right?
Mouthwash will kill the germs that cause bad breath. That's why it burns, as it's killing germ. I don't know if this is actually true. I'm just saying shit. It's killing the germs. That's why it burns. It's alcohol. It's cleansing. That's why actually that has to be actually correct.
You can't drink
alcohol.
Yeah, it's got alcohol in it.
You can. You shouldn't.
Right, but it's bad to drink it.
But in gum, you're flavoring your breath is the best way I can put it.
Yes. That's exactly what you're doing.
And that'll run out after 3.5 minutes, and then you just have bad breath again. So brush your teeth, floss, use mouthwash.
Gum is imitation mouthwash, not chewy mouthwash. It's like it's almost mouthwash. It's wannabe mouthwash. It gives you like the impression that it's mouthwash, but it's not.
I would say it's just breath flavoring.
Breath flavoring, yeah. And then also, back to mouthwash though. They have we grew up in a time where you just had the Listerine, and the Listerine just burned the fuck out of your mouth when you had it. And now they've got all these like other flavors. It's like if you have mouthwash that doesn't burn your mouth or just like suck to have in your mouth, like while you're washing your mouth out, like you're a pussy. Don't be a pussy.
You must have the cleanest mouth of all time.
Well, they have that like orange kind. It's like, so it's not uncomfortable. It's like, I want that. I don't want I want to be,
dude, it's supposed to burn.
I want my mouth to feel
That's how I
cold
know
after
it's
I'm done.
working.
Yeah.
I want it to know it's like if I'm just swishing and I don't feel anything, I'll spit it out. But like when it burns, I'm like, do you like when it burns? It's better because you're like, all right, I gotta keep this in. I get how long? How long can I do this? Keep it in.
That's my favorite
Just
thing.
Go.
At
Now
night when I'm getting ready for bed, I floss, brush my teeth, and then hit the mouthwash, and then I'll usually gargle the mouthwash. I'll go pee, and like I like to just like wait until like it stops burning, and I'm like, got it. Like I love like and sometimes you like just swish it enough to where you're like doesn't burn anymore. My like mouth is just numb to it, and then you spit it out. You're like, I feel fucking like $1,000,000 right now.
Here's how sick I am. I'll do all that and then feel it burning, and then I don't keep orange juice in my house. But after brushing my teeth and having it all clean, sometimes I'm like, I want to drink some orange juice right now. I want to try it to see how bad it is. Because you always hear about how bad it is.
It is.
Was it the other day I brushed my teeth and then I was driving to work and I was just like, I don't know if I threw in a dip or I had a like seltzer or something. And I was like, this is fucking gross. Like it just tastes. That's what I was drinking something. I think it was a seltzer after I brushed my teeth. Like I was in a hurry. I brushed and got in the car that fucking quick. And I don't think I properly rinsed. That's why like when I was drinking my seltzer water on the way to work, I was like, this is fucking gross. And that's what made my brain think, I'm going to try orange juice to see how gross it can get. I just knew my brain is broken.
That was a good question. Alex. And appreciate everybody that wrote in at Pass Grade Pod. Use the hashtag PTG answers for all future answers questions. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@Pass Grade Podcast.
Yes.
That's where you can go find us. You can also just go to YouTube, search Pass Grade Podcast, and hit that subscribe button so it'll show up on your feed. Share us with a friend. Hit the like button on that on the YouTube channel. If you're just listening to us, please just go to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We need the clicks. If you're watching, go hit play on it and give us some clicks.
I started doing it the other night. My side TV, if I'm not watching it, it's just rolling.
Fuck yeah. There you go. Get those numbers up.
Yeah, last episode we went up from 40 to 41 last night.
Nice. But yeah, appreciate you guys listening and watching us. Share us with a friend. It would really mean a lot. You guys are awesome. We love you guys for putting up with us every single week. And yeah, I hope the Eagles fucking lose this week. I hope everything else is fine. I hope you guys have a great rest.
Go Niners, dude.
By
the way, are you rooting Niners Bengals? Is that what you're rooting for? That's what I'm rooting for.
Anybody
I think that'll be the
Eagles.
most. Well, I just think that'll be the most fun Super Bowl.
As long as it's not the Eagles, I don't care.
Because the Bengals or the Niners obviously have the best defense, but Joe Burrow is that fucking good.
Yeah, as long as the Eagles don't win. I don't give a shit who else wins. But yeah, I'm at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter. Pat's at NotPatD, and Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. Robert does a podcast with his girlfriend Sam. It's called A Recent Study Suggests. They have a new episode coming out next Monday, but you can go listen to every other episode. It'll be your 100th episode, right?
It will be. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, congratulations.
Do you have a special subject planned for 100, or it's just on to the next week?
We got a little something special planned.
Nice.
Oh,
looking forward to it. That's a must listen. Go hit that subscribe button. Subscribe
Here's
to him
one.
so you'll be able to get it right when it comes out Monday.
Here's one my group chat likes to argue from time to time. Can plants feel pain? I don't know if you've done that one already, but have fun with that one because I fucking hate it. It's been going on for 3 years.
All right. Well, you can go follow them on Twitter. They're at A Recent Study Pod and on Instagram as well. Go check them out and congratulate Robert for his 100th episode, and Sam too. But you guys are awesome. Hope you guys have a kick-ass rest of your week. Don't forget, mark those calendars for Saturday, February 11th at Kobo's Q, our 500th episode live from Kobo's, and get those shirts, passgrademerch.com. Get them this week so you can have them in time to wear to the 500th episode. Also keep those calendars marked for Saturday, March 18th at Southern Star Brewing Company for Darlin' Like a Marlin 3, our beer release again. Have a great rest of your week. Love you guys. Until we talk to y'all next time. Pass the gravy. Yeah.
Shorty had them apple